The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. A by-election underway or on the way for Golden Isles as the PLP ratifies 14 candidates. Prime Minister Davis telling unions to stay away from politics. And the Deputy Prime Minister says the government will not be bullied amid an Exuma investor dispute. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Friday, October 17th, 2025. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Ricardo Wells will be here. Also this morning, it's a busy day on the show. We're going to be participating in the Sister Breast Cancer Dollar Day. It's about to get underway right here at the NASA Guardian on Carter Street in Oaksfield. And we're asking anybody to drive by and donate at least $1, just $1, to help Sister and the fight against breast cancer. That's going to be going on from 7 o'clock until 10 o'clock, and we'll be out there as well. Later, we are talking with Legacy College Readiness and Tours about their Legacy Life Lessons Career and College Expo. And we're also going to be talking with the president of the Bahamas Educators Managerial Union. They've been in talks with the Prime Minister. And later in business, we are talking about an upcoming intellectual property seminar with the Creative Industry Tourism Council. A lot to get to on this Friday, but first it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, Prime Minister Philip Davis announcing last night that the country will head to a by-election for the Golden Isles seat, which was left vacant after the sudden death of Von Miller last month. It killed speculation that he might go to an early general election instead. Davis making the announcement during a rally at PLP headquarters after 14 candidates were ratified by the party's National General Council. 12 incumbents and 2 first-time candidates were ratified. The big name last night, Island Lux CEO Sebastian, was ratified for the Fort Charlotte constituency, a seat currently held by Alfred Sears, who has said he's stepping down at the end of his term. Senator Darren Pickstock received the nod for Golden Isles. Also ratified last night were incumbents Mikkel Barnaby for Mount Moriah, Jamal Strawn for Nassau Village, Jo Beth Colby-Davis for Elizabeth, Leon Lundy for Mangrove Key, Central and South Andros, all for Leon Lundy. Leslie Miller-Bryce for Pinewood, Pia Glover-Roll for Golden Gates, Jomo Campbell for Centerville, Mario Bolek for Garden Hills, Keith Bell for Carmichael, Bacchus Roll for South Beach, and Fred Mitchell for Fox Hill. Davis telling PLPs to be ready. He said, quote, "Our team is strong, our message is clear, and our record is solid. We have a candidate who believes in people, who listens, who delivers. Step forward, Darren Pickstock, a man of integrity, a man of service, a man who's ready to fight for the future of Golden Isles." Pickstock taking the stage praising Von Miller as a hard worker. Davis also said the candidates are ready to give everything for public service and to public service. Following speeches, fireworks erupted over PLB headquarters, and Sebastian and his supporters danced and waved. Mitchell perhaps had the most blunt message to his opponent in Fox Hill, the FNM's Dr. Nicholas Fox. He said, a cut expletive is coming. Well, as his party celebrated the rollout of the candidates for the general election, Prime Minister Davis last night urging unions to be careful not to allow themselves to be used as political pawns. He claimed that opposition leader Michael Pintard would downsize the civil service if given an opportunity to lead. Davis's message to the unions from the political stage coming as a stalemate between the government and the BUT and BPSU over payout of salary increases and related matters drags on. In regards to that, one day after hundreds of members from the BUT and the BPSU marched to Parliament and protested over those increases, the Prime Minister met with the leadership of 3 other unions to hear their issues. The Prime Minister meeting with BEMU, the Bahamas Educators Managerial Union, the Bahamas Educators, Counselors and Allied Workers Union, known as BECAWU, and the Trade Union Congress. In a social media post, Davis said he is committed to working with unions in the country. But early yesterday morning, before Davis's meeting started, BUT President Belinda Wilson and BPSU President Kimsley Ferguson, along with a smaller group of members, marched to the office of the Prime Minister. They were greeted by police and barricades. Wilson said she wanted to deliver a letter to the Prime Minister stating that they were turning down the temperature and that they were going to allow the Prime Minister all of next week to gather with his people to try to get the items addressed, and that they were ready to get back to the negotiation table. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation Chester Cooper says the government will not be bullied as he addressed controversies surrounding the turtle grass development and Rosewood project on Sampson Key in Exuma. Speaking at the Exuma Business Outlook in Georgetown, Cooper said that the 2 resorts can coexist. He said the government of the Bahamas, quote, "will not be bullied by or bend to the will of any investor, no matter how big or small the investment is. We will continue to employ best practice in environmental stewardship, and the people of Exuma will not sell their birthright for a bowl of porridge." Cooper also saying the Saudi Fund for Development has agreed to reallocate funding initially earmarked for the redevelopment of airports in Exuma and North Eleuthera to go towards construction of the Grand Bahama International Airport. Cooper said the funding for the planned redevelopment of Georgetown International in Exuma and North Eleuthera International would be fully funded otherwise. This comes after CFAL President Anthony Ferguson said that funding in place for the GBIA had been secured before plans fell through and negotiations collapsed with the government. Overseas, Venezuela's ambassador to the UN, Samuel Moncada, condemning a recent U.S. strike on a small boat in the Caribbean waters that killed 6 people, calling it a new set of extrajudicial executions. He called on the UN Security Council to investigate what he called a series of assassinations, noting that there have been 5 lethal attacks and 27 reported deaths since the strikes in the Caribbean began in September, targeting what U.S. officials say are suspected drug traffickers. Among those believed to be killed in the latest strike that occurred Tuesday are 2 fishermen from Trinidad and Tobago, whom Moncada referred to in his speech. As he spoke at the UN on Thursday, people in the sleepy fishing town of Las Cuevas in northern Trinidad mourned the disappearance of Chad Joseph. His relatives believe he was killed in the strike, although they offered no evidence that he was aboard the boat that was hit. At UN headquarters, Moncada held up a newspaper from Trinidad and Tobago, local paper, and the front page that detailed the lives of 2 men from Trinidad. Only a couple of miles separate Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago at their closest point, and the ongoing military strikes have spooked fishermen in the Twin Island nation. The administration of U.S. President Donald Trump has said it considers alleged drug traffickers as unlawful combatants who must be met with military force. In sports, Valdez VJ Edgecombe and the Philadelphia 76ers will play their final preseason game tonight, and then it's on to games that matter for one of the Bahamas' most anticipated regular season debuts ever in professional basketball. The Bahamian rookie notching 14 and 10 points in 2 preseason starts, sitting out a 3rd preseason game with what the Sixers explained to be left hip soreness. At the moment, there's no telling if he will suit up tonight. For the first time in more than a year, the Sixers had their big 3, Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey. They were back at practice this week, and Edgecombe set to join the mix. There's a lot of optimism for the 2025-2026 season. From Major League Baseball, Mad Max had nearly a month to fume, seethe, and boil as he waited for his October opportunity. Finally given the ball in playoff, he shut down the Seattle Mariners and his own manager, too, a fiery Scherzer, turning back the clock with his vintage pitching performance. And Andres Jimenez homered and drove in 4 runs as the Toronto Blue Jays beat Seattle 8-2 Thursday to even the American League Championship Series at 2 games apiece. The 41-year-old Scherzer, who left off the division series roster against the New York Yankees while dealing with neck pain, showed he still has plenty left in the tank by allowing only 2 runs in 5 2/3 innings. And the Los Angeles Dodgers are poised to become the first defending champion to reach the World Series in 16 years. Tommy Edman hit a tie-breaking single off hard-throwing rookie Jacob Misiorowski in a 2-run 6th inning, and the Dodgers beat the Milwaukee Brewers 3-1 Thursday to take a 3-0 lead in their best-of-7 National League Championship Series. And from Thursday night football in the NFL, Joe Flacco rallied his Cincinnati Bengals past Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers 33-31 in a battle of the 40-year-old quarterbacks. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. Your first look at weather brought to you by Star General. We've got a weak cold front that's going to generate light to moderate showers today, mainly across the central Bahamas and portions of the northwest Bahamas as it continues to move south. Expect fresh breezes across the northern half of the country and gentle to moderate breezes elsewhere. There remains a moderate risk of rip currents along Atlantic exposed shorelines across most of the country, with a higher risk of rip currents along Atlantic exposed shorelines in the northern and northwest Bahamas. Beachgoers, swimmers, and pleasure craft operators urged to exercise caution in these areas. Your forecast for today: partly sunny to sunny today, or a mix of sun and clouds, depending on where you are in the northern half of the country, turning mostly fair tonight. We've got only about a 10% chance of showers for the extreme northern islands, a 30 to 40% chance of quick passing showers through late morning in the rest of the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence, decreasing to a 10 to 20% chance of spotty showers this afternoon through tonight. For the central Bahamas, partly cloudy to cloudy today through tonight, 40 to 50% chance of widely scattered showers, and afternoon isolated thunderstorms. That should continue through tonight. And partly sunny today for the southeastern islands, becoming partly cloudy tonight. Only a 10% chance of isolated showers through the evening, but increasing to about 30% chance later tonight into the overnight hours. Winds northeasterly at 15 to 20 knots for the northern half of the country. Higher gusts expected as well. For the central and southeast Bahamas, winds north to northeast at 10 to 15 knots, settling to northeast to east by tonight. And northerly at 10 knots or less for the extreme southeastern islands. Temperatures today, we're looking at highs getting up to the mid to upper 80s for most areas, around 30 Celsius. But the southeast Bahamas, slightly higher temperatures expected, highs closer to 90 Fahrenheit, 32 Celsius, and the heat index will be a factor, making it feel like it's 99 or 100 Fahrenheit, 38 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to the mid to upper 70s, around 24, 25 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook coming up in just a bit. This weather check brought to you by Star General, insurance made simple. You're listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
The Paint Depot for interior and exterior paint, material and supplies, automotive, marine and industrial, Rust-Oleum, color wheel, joint compounds, sealers, and much more. We are your distributor for automotive art colors. We have pressure washers, ladder rentals, and accessories. Select any color and we'll mix it and deliver it to you. Family Island orders are welcome with bank transfers. Get your free quote today. Free delivery to the mailboats, homes, and businesses, too. The Paint Depot, number 151 Mount Royal Avenue. Open Monday to Saturday, 7:30 to 5. The Paint Depot. We supply all your painting needs.
Wake up, Bahamas! The Morning Blend team is hitting the road. Join us Thursday, October 23rd, live from Bahamar, the Caribbean's leading integrated resort destination, as we bring you front row access to the Return of Fuse Caribbean Art Fair, now bigger and brighter than ever. It's all part of the Bahamas Culinary and Arts Festival, happening October 22nd through 26th, featuring world-class chefs, exclusive tastings, masterclasses, and a headline performance by four-time award winner and Bahamian rock legend Lenny Kravitz. With over 120 artists and galleries from 21 countries, Fuse promises an immersive celebration of creativity, culture, and Caribbean brilliance. So don't miss Morning Blend, live from Bahamar, Thursday, October 23rd, as we capture the sights, sounds, and stories of Fuse Caribbean Art Fair.
Looking to elevate your gadget game or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Cades Village, or call 396-1100.
Mom, the Christmas cookies are ready. Leave them right here under the tree for
Santa or for CIBC Caribbean.
'Tis the season for dreams to come true. Whether it's a house, land, vehicle, or upgrading your home, CIBC Caribbean can support your dreams with the financing you need. Enjoy incredible cashback deals with mortgages and land loans. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
When it comes to hearts at Cleveland Clinic, you can't miss a beat. You seek the best care possible, work with the brightest minds, and leave no stone unturned to get to the heart of the matter. Because understanding is always the first step to overcoming. For every heart in the world, see how we're advancing the future of heart care at Cleveland Clinic today.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, at BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796 on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Ricardo Wells. Ricardo, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, let's get that mic up there. There we go.
Good? Okay, right. Perfect. Good morning.
Good to see you. How's everything going?
It's a Friday.
Yeah, thank goodness, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. It's been a long week, even though it was a short week.
No, we had a eventful week. Well, it started last week and extended into this week, so happy to see. I did not know the ratification thing was going to happen last night. That was a bit of a surprise to me, so yeah, very big week.
I don't know how long it was planned, but do you think it might have been pushed up to blunt the effect of some other
The last thing I remember, the PM saying that no decision had been made on whether we would have a by-election or just try to hold off. He said, just stay tuned. Then all of a sudden, immediately, we ratify and then we're going to have a by-election. So we're going to go full throttle.
Maybe, stay tuned for a big announcement. Maybe.
Well, I don't see the point in doing a by-election if you're going to announce an election within 6 months of that. Why would you? That doesn't make sense.
They got work to do. No time to campaign like that.
Congratulations to all the candidates ratified.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that this morning. But we also have a lot of other things going on this Friday. So right outside our studios here in Oaks Field, we are partnering with Sister Breast Cancer Awareness Group for $1 a day. All we're asking is for anybody who can just to drive on by, and our volunteers are going to be outside the studio, and just $1. That's all you need to give to help in the fight against breast cancer. We're going to be out there as well. They're out there now from 7 to 10 a.m. If you're in the area, or even if you're not, just detour a little bit and come through Oaksfield and donate $1, please. Again, we're going to be out there a little bit later as well. Later in the show, we're talking with Legacy College Readiness and Tours about their Legacy Life Lessons Career and College Expo. That is coming up in hours, actually. And then we're talking with the Bahamas Educators Managerial Union about their meeting with the Prime Minister yesterday and some of the concerns that they told us about a few weeks ago before the start of the school year, whether anything has been resolved. And there's more. Yes, in business, we're talking about the Intellectual Property Seminar that is coming up and the work of the Creative Industry Tourism Council, part of the Tourism Development Corporation. So creatives want to stay tuned for that. That's all ahead on this very busy Friday. Let's begin, though, with what else is in the news. And in the news, it was a big celebration, a big party on Farrington Road outside PLP headquarters for a number of announcements. Again, as we said, the party ratifying 14 candidates, 12 incumbents, and 2 newcomers. And also the Prime Minister announcing that there will be a by-election. When? He still didn't say. But he's decided that he'll have a by-election as opposed to what others were calling for, just to go straight to the general election, which would have been early. And I don't know if we want to go down that road so early. This would be even earlier than the last one if he were to announce a general election now, and a by-election is due. So that's the decision. That's the way he's decided to go. And we will see what happens there. But 14 ratified. If you missed it, I'll go through that list. Any surprises? I don't think so. The newcomers, Island Luck CEO Sebastian Bastian, ratified for Fort Charlotte. I think we all saw that coming after what's been said over the past few weeks. Mm-hmm. That seat currently held by Alfred Sears, who's stepping down at the end of this term. And Senator Darren Pickstock received the nod for Golden Isles. There's been a lot of speculation about which direction the party would go with that, but I think Pickstock kind of spoiled the surprise yesterday morning by posting that he'd gotten the nod.
Well, I feel like all of the PLP supporters that do the online traction thing, they made it quite clear that he was the choice, that he was going to be the choice. I know that has been talk. I think almost a week after the passing of the late Vaughn Miller, you saw that name started to pop up. So it wasn't a big surprise there. And as you mentioned before, Island Luck CEO, Mr. Sebastian, that has been in the circles for quite some time. So it no surprises there. I think the surprise for me is in some of the candidates that were ratified, the incumbent candidates.
Really?
That were, yeah. I honestly speaking, I mean, I did not expect to see Mr. LaRota back. It's not that he's done that terrible of a job, but I mean, given the circumstances, the struggles that we've seen in Pinewood, those questions, it's hard to look at names like that and not question, okay, we're going to go back at this. There's been no solution. Like, what are we doing? So,
well, I mean, if the problems in Pinewood were new, maybe you could say that, but they are older than than all of us.
We're grading on progress in the term that you serve.
Oh, okay.
In that term, where's the progress been?
You sure you want to grade on that?
I mean, that's the way I
'Cause
always
then
said.
I don't know if anybody would deserve a
Oh
nomination.
boy.
But let's go through the list, and then you can tell me who else you were surprised at. But I don't know if I'm surprised at anything. So also ratified last night were the incumbents Mikhail Barnaby from Mount Moriah.
Now you feel but that.
I'm just going to read the list.
Okay.
Jamal Strawn for Nassau Village. JoBeth Colby Davis for Elizabeth. Leon Lundy for Mangrove Key Central and South Andros. Leslie Miller Bryce for Seabreeze. Miles LaRota for Pinewood. Pia Glover-Roll for Golden Gates. Jomo Campbell for Centerville. Mario Boleg for Garden Hills. Keith Bell for Carmichael. Bacchus Roll for South Beach. And Fred Mitchell for Fox Hill.
There we go.
There's some names that have not been included on the list. I think that might be what we need to.
You mean the fact that it wasn't mentioned in the first batch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the reason? Right. But that has happened with the F&M
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think those names that you're referring to, you often leave that group for the last to bring it all together, to give the final speeches, to finally rally the troops. At least that's historically the way it's been done.
Well, I can think of two of those like that, but some other ones like how come? It's interesting. But what stuck out to you folks? You tell us. What do you make of everything we heard or learned last night? 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, and call us toll free 242-300-5720. So I have a question for you, Ricardo.
Go ahead.
You can tweet us, text us as well, 422-4796. All right, so should you be talking about grading people on what's been achieved? Should you be doing that based on what's happening in the communities they represent or in their jobs? And almost everybody has a position in something else. In their jobs as members of the cabinet or head of a committee, the corporation, whatever it is. Which one should you look at? And if you are stronger in one than the other, what does that mean?
So the way I normally do it is I look at constituency first. You did not ratify anybody last night to run for a cabinet portfolio. You ratified last night persons to run for constituency office. And if you're doing that, you're grading them based on their performance in those constituencies, especially if they're incumbent. Especially. So persons like Mr. Mitchell in Fox Hill, this is particularly on his work in that constituency. Same thing with Bacchus Roll in South Beach. Same thing with Leon Lundy over there in Mangrove Key in Central Andros. Those are the things. Leslie Bryce down there in Seabreeze. Those, you look at it from a constituency standpoint first and foremost. And then as you go down the list, if you want to talk about their service in public office at the cabinet level, then you say, okay, how has that person performed in that portfolio? Have they been, decent? Have they been wanting in some regard? And then you move up the ladder and keep going. What have they done in these other aspects of their career and service? That's the way I look at it. The general public could correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how I look at it. I feel first and foremost you should judge these people on their performance in the constituency. That's what they've been ratified for.
Right. So what does that mean? Because if you ask certain people in the constituency, they'll say this MP has done a lot of good for me. But when you look around the area, like, what the heck is this? It looks like someone dropped a bomb.
Right.
So what does it mean?
We live in a 24-hour news cycle. We see the successes and failures of each of these persons every single day. Whether on our social media timelines, whether on our news timelines, wherever it might be, we see the performance of these people. We could go down the list. We could say exactly what Elizabeth Estates look like. We could say exactly what Foxhill look like. We could say exactly what Seabreeze. And this isn't
okay, but again, that's what I'm saying. You're looking at how it looks because
when I say how it
people
looks,
will say something different.
No, what I'm saying, when I say how it looks, I'm referring not only to what my eyes see, but what the people are saying as well. You take that into consideration. Now,
because there'll be two different things.
But that's what I was about to say. You could see the struggle of some constituents, and they would still say, "Well, my MP doing a good job." Now, you have to bring that into the discussion. You have to weigh that. So if the persons are telling you, "Well, hey, I'm comfortable with my surroundings. I'm comfortable with the environment. I'm comfortable with the way my community exists," then you have to take that into consideration.
Yikes!
You have to ask some other questions, but you also have to take that into consideration.
Oh, that's scary. All right. Well, I'm telling you, if you go by that, I don't think there'd be many people ratified. Not many at all. But interesting stuff. 323-6232, 325-4316. And you might be right. Maybe you should. 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Okay, we got some text messages. Let's go to these. This person says here the ratification was a distraction. We already knew that all or most of the current MPs were going to be renominated.
You still got to announce it?
Yeah, you do. Because I'm telling you, there are lots of questions about who hasn't been announced yet. Lots of questions. This rollout was set to distract from the union unrest. Politics. This is an odd text. Why would you call the ratification of the 14 candidates a big party? It wasn't a party when the F&M ratified the candidates. So I don't understand what you're saying. I mean, it certainly was a big party. They had fireworks. Afterward. I don't remember what the F&M was like. If it wasn't a party, it's on them. They just don't know how to do it.
Probably don't know how to throw a good party.
Like the others.
So, okay, let me help the text out. Would you prefer us to say it was a festive occasion? It was a celebration. What do you... Let us know. Text back. Let us know which word you would prefer us to use, because I'm okay using any of those words. It was a very joyous time at Gambia House last night. It looked exciting.
Indeed. This person, let me put this succinctly to ensure that you read my text in its entirety. Oh, thank you so much. We can definitely say that Mrs. Wilson's reign as the political slayer has come to an end. She blinked, and Mr. Davis is clearly in the driver's seat.
Who's that?
Really? Okay. I mean, I don't know if you're right on any part. I mean, he's in the driver's
he's referring
seat,
to union.
Union
president.
Okay. I don't think any of those things have come to an end. But I hear you. I don't know why you're saying it, but This person says here, did you hear Sebastian his victimhood speech last night at PLP headquarters? No, I didn't. What? Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Tell me about it. What did he say?
I thought he tried to address the idea of what we like to call the Bahamian dream, and that we kind of co-opted the quote-unquote American dream and try to, bring it up. And he just was speaking from the standpoint of person should be able to dream again, aspire again. Why would you call it victimhood? He kind of laid out his story, his rise to his prominent position in our community. Some people might object to that, but... Well, why would you say victimhood?
There's a little bit of it here in the paper. Let's read this. I mean, okay, that's your interpretation, I guess, Texter. Yeah, so, well, this is his no. When he took the stage, Sebastian thanked Sears for his service and said, quote, nothing could block what God has already cleared for takeoff. The people have been asking me, Sebas, why politics? Why now? Well, my answer is simple. I am a problem solver. I have built things that need to be built, so it's time to put this vision and this ingenuity to work for something bigger. I ain't looking for nothing because I've been blessed with enough. I could take the comfortable road and sit down and do nothing, but at this moment in our nation's history, that is simply not an option. While some will want to distract and put the focus on me, I came here to tell you that I am focused on you. So that's a piece in the paper. It's not the whole thing, but victimhood, I don't know what you mean. Okay. Let's take these calls and then we'll get back to text messages. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning to both of you in the studios. Good morning to the wider Bahamas.
Hi.
On that piece you just read, I can't wait to have that. I have some other points to make, but I can't wait to have that debate. I say one thing Sebas has done, he's brought to light how far the PLPers are strayed from their philosophical thinking concerning representing the people, an equal an opportunity for all, with the decision they made in the exclusion of Bahamians from a multi-billion, if not trillion-dollar economy for the benefits of the few rather than for all of us. And that's a conversation that we must have in the context of the 21st century we are, where people like to use the word entrepreneurs, innovation, and all of these different things. That's a discussion to be spoken to in context. And it's for another day because it takes a moment. But Dwight, when you say, I'm just spoke on and continue on the PLP, the selection, it's a masterful stroke of marketing concerning this launch. And this is what the PLP is absolutely good for. More so this particular prime minister is distraction, misdirection, and denial and refusal. And so essentially what you do is you move this up, throw in 3, you throw in 12 weekend participant, and then you bring out 2 supposed to be stars to move away from. Your co-host in the studio, he mentioned the 6 months, but the Prime Minister could still, up until the time that he actually gets the writ issued for the by-election, still call it general election, as long as the general election is going to be within 4 months of what is considered the official date of the death of Juan Miller. And the good thing about the respect for Juan Miller is that we get to speak to see what is Mr. Pistock going to bring in light of what the Philip Brave Davis, the truth concerning how Philip Brave Davis treated Mr. Juan Miller and the whole issue of natural resources by sidelining him and keeping it within the office with a former MP and cabinet minister that had the responsibility for that. The problem is that we often just kind of like ignore the truth. I mean, I know Mr. Davis is spending $80 million on consultants and marketing per year, but we still can see through the smoke because those who have real eyes see lies. But just another point, all right? I know you'll get to the unions, and it's just saved me the thing of calling back. The unions, and this is where marketing comes in again. The Prime Minister is faced with an issue. He has yet to release the salary review for the complete public service. And so what he does is he brings in 3 unions or 4 unions, have a conversation with them, and they say they have agreed to and see no problem with not having any information on their people to which a decision is being made for their people. I am just flawed that leadership would come in. And the Prime Minister says to the unions, please do not be political, get involved with politics or whatever respect for that, while I continuously try to use you as political pawns and subvert you by virtue of saying, imagine the Prime Minister saying that he's going to take millions of dollars and change our whole thing and says, I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart. At the same time, denying us access to a study. So is that not a lie or misdirection where you say you take a salary review that calls for things and we don't know if you're giving them the full amount of what they want, to say that you're doing this out of the goodness of your heart, a legal commitment that you have to workers? I mean, I don't know. Maybe this government does not support transparency, accountability, integrity, anti-corruption, or freedom of information. They misrepresent everything we as a people to do. And stop calling MPs, your guest again, your co-host, MPs' responsibility is for good governance and improving the life of people. The fact that they are running a government that has failed to have ministries do what is necessary, even within their communities, park, roads, lighting, all of these different things. And then we look to them to fix the things that we are paying millions of tens of millions to these people for. Then they have failed as governance.
Yeah.
They fail in putting in structure, seeing the defects that exist within our society, and then taking on the responsibility of saying, I cut the lawn in the park, and you should re-elect me to govern you. We've got to be better than this. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks a lot. Well,
to the back end of his point, that's why I keep saying local government is essential for where we're at as a country and where we need to get to. Because if you keep telling me as your main job as an MP is to maintain your community, there's a lot of people that are wanting in that regard right now that sit in the House of Assembly.
Yeah.
You have a lot of these communities struggling with the bare basics. So if you could remove those functions from that house and allow local committees, local organizations to maintain those responsibilities, I say let's do it right away, because we can't keep grading these people on those items.
Well, then you go. Everybody in the House has failed. 39 of them have not seen it fit to expand local government for New Providence. And so should anybody get a nomination?
I fully agree there, because we've adopted this mindset that those persons, once they make it to the House, their community aspects are just left by the wayside. Their entire focus is on those cabinet portfolios. And the ones that sit on the back bench, their entire job is to just show up and try and rally for the troops when necessary. That's it. That's it. That's all we've made
And
this.
when you say troops, you mean to get back in the good
Yeah,
graces
in the good
of
graces.
government
It's a
so they could
performance.
get
It's a
seat
performance the
at the
entire
table.
5 years, just in case anything breaks different. You pop up and you get something else. Whether you move from the chairman of some board to some junior minister in some ministry, that's what the performance is for 5 years.
To Seattle's point, it is hilarious. PM tells you to stay away from politics. That's quite interesting. after he's learned his lesson from signing that MOU with the trade union Congress. Is that it? Like, see, don't do it.
I just need to
Don't
make
do
this
it.
this opposition to the commentary made by Mr. Allen. When we have these sorts of conversations, I think we just need to be fair and balanced across the board. We could say to ourselves all we want the issues that the PLP administration now present. But I keep reminding people, and I don't want Bahamians to be short-sighted, the F&M administration, many of the same persons we have now seen ratified again, just 4.5 short years ago, we had some of these same gripes. So I don't want us to be so short-sighted and so quick to punch at the PLP to say, hey, y'all doing such a terrible job. No question, in some regards they are. But at the same time, you have to recognize that just 4.5 short years ago, we had some of these same gripes with the F&M administration.
Yeah, the problems are still there. Very little has been solved in the last 10 years. Okay, this call, and then we'll get back to your text messages. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Mr. Strachan, how are you doing, sir?
I'm here if you're going to behave.
You talking to your show? That's asking for it. Can I talk to your show?
If you
Mr.
behave,
Strachan.
yeah.
Yeah, listen to me now. Mr. Strachan, now, it's amazing to see how some people in the Bahamas all hell-bent to pass the and run for the PLP. Mr. Strachan, you was a historian, then all the rest go. She ran for F&M in 92. True or false? That's true, right?
Okay.
Hello?
And, it's a little before my time, but sure.
No,
okay.
no, I'm telling you. Then all the rest go ran for the F&M in 92.
Uh-huh.
Brent Simonette, lifetime F&M run. Then you had the Idler run for the F&M also. But no, to your guest in the studio.
What's
Mr.
the
Bell?
significance?
Pardon me?
What's the significance?
No, the significance is people say the Bath Party and run for the PLP is something on me towards. But you had for prominent people F&M, like all the rest goes Simonette. They F&Ms and they run. They are bailment and they intend to run as long as they have a criminal record and they're bankrupt. True or false?
That's the way it's set up, yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Strachan.
Yeah, we're listening.
Mr. Strachan,
Hi.
listen to me now. I will do a favor for me. It's amazing to see how 4 union leaders have different opinions. Yesterday, you had Ms. Sandra Major and also Mr. Stephen McPhee. They said the Prime Minister treated them with courtesy and respect. Linda Wilson is a total different nutcase. Mr. Strachan, how in the world Linda Wilson and that gentleman could come and argue for something they did not negotiate? Am I strange to you, Mr. Strachan? Am I strange to you?
No, it's not really strange because they feel.
Pardon me?
It's not really strange. They feel that they are due it because they've not had salary reviews in a very long time,
No, but
and
Mr.
that they're
Strachan,
due a
Mr.
lot
Strachan,
more.
yeah, I'm saying to you, Mr. Strachan, is this. I hear you saying, but listen to me, the bottom line was Linda Wilson and the gentleman there, they didn't negotiate nothing. So the bottom line, the Prime Minister promised to give them the monies at a certain time. He came back and telling them he will give them a certain time. But I'm trying to say, you don't think it's strange, but Linda Wilson, first, in case you don't know, Linda Wilson trying to run for the F&M in Bamboo Tower, okay?
She says she's not.
No, she is. And also, the gentleman, Kimsey Ferguson, wanted to run in Parallel Gardens. That's a fact, okay? I'm just trying, but
She just said yesterday that she is not interested in that.
I mean, Belinda Wilson, I know Belinda Wilson, I say my whole life, okay? Belinda Wilson is a two-tongue person, okay? All she is grandstand. But how in the world you could be the union president and all this jungle attitude, cursing and carrying on?
Well, just mirroring the politicians, I guess. Thanks for the call. Okay, that's a lot there. We're going to be talking with Stephen McPhee this morning, though.
Just to clarify, not to clarify, to try to bring to bear what the caller was trying to say. When you speak about persons like Lynn Holowesco, Brent Simmons, I think he was trying to say we have people of that financial stature run for the F&M, and we don't see this kind of pushback. We don't see this sort of argument. So I think from that standpoint, to a degree, he is correct. Hold on. The pushback we've
The Deputy
seen.
Prime Minister is a very wealthy
But this is what
man.
I'm saying.
He didn't get this pushback for a very different reason. So
That's the conversation we need to have.
So that's why I was asking what was the relevance of bringing up the Holowescos and Simonets. And because what are you really getting at? And the pushback is different. It's the industry and the way the industry started that I think is getting a lot of people concerned.
And see, that's where we need to center the conversation. Yeah. So if you think about how that industry was started and the way that referendum went and who was the government.
Some people have a lot of issues with it as well.
But if you look at all of those factors, that is what, and to the caller's point, that is what is leading to the kind of questions that we now see surrounding Mr. Bastia.
Yeah, so it's not the same. It's a little bit different. Maybe a lot. Maybe a whole heck of a lot. One final call, then we've got to get to these messages and we've got to take a break. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. Are you there?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
You know, it's so funny with this whole situation, right? Like, they're trying to villainize the union leaders in Berlin and everybody, right? But I old enough to remember that every time the union protests, the opposition is go holding hands in hand and be supporting them. Now, I'm sure if Brave is in opposition, he'll be right there like Pentard and Lincoln or whoever supporting Belinda Wilson.
You better believe it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's why I hate when PLP prostitutes or any political prostitutes try sing a tune of, oh, this one two-faced and that one two-faced. But the fact of the matter is, Belinda hasn't changed over countless governments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, but they I remember when minutes probably even hold on with the union to march against the PLP. Like, that's what they do.
Yeah.
So let's please stop acting brand new.
And I hope these union members, leaders, remember what they called you when they were in.
That's what I'm
saying. When they go back to the opposition, remember what they said about you.
They do the same thing. They do the same thing with the media. They villainize the media when they're in power, but when they're in office, the media is their best friend.
Gotta beat us.
Well, maybe the other way around. Maybe the other way around.
Yeah. I'm sorry. When they're in power, they villainize the media.
Yes.
But when there's the opposition, they villainize them.
Answer your call on the first ring when they're in opposition, and then don't even see you when they are in front of your face. It's amazing, but that's how it is. I guess you can't take it personally.
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't. That's just how it is. It's just the game. All right, so let's read these messages quickly. This person says here, did you all notice how short Mazerota's speech was? I laughed. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I can't say I watched it that close. It was in and out. This is a long one. Why are we sending the what? What's happening? No, I don't think that's right. What you're saying? Texter, I don't think you got this right at all. Oh boy, I don't like this. You might not believe this, but you need to visit Cat Island and talk to the people over there. They are not pleased with the service of the Prime Minister. I believe it's a big possibility that he could lose his seat. Oh, boy. Okay. Well. Another one here. This is the person who said that Belinda's reign as political slayer has come to an end because she went to the office to reconcile. She blinked. Well, no. They went to deliver a letter to say we're willing to come back to the table, right, so we can get this sorted out, and they're giving him some more time. But I don't know if you can say that's blinking. I don't know. I don't think so. Not what I heard yesterday and the day before. She's been on 2 shows on Guardian Radio here. Belinda Wilson hasn't blinked. I didn't listen to Sebastian's speech. Did he mention anything about a national lottery? I would assume he would not. I wouldn't. I wouldn't recommend it.
What?
Okay. Why would he do that? And then he doesn't make. Only one person doesn't make the decisions. But why should he do that? This person says here, last night for the PLP was just a big party and a distraction from our numerous problems that we're experiencing. Therefore, last night meant nothing to me.
Meant a lot to the people I was there.
Yeah, certainly. What we need in our country is someone like Ibrahim Traore, I don't pronounce that right, and not a Donald Trump, okay? Someone who pushes for the people and not for the privileged few. Okay. Sad, confused indeed. Long bag, if nothing. That's all they're saying there. I guess you can read between the lines on that one.
Never heard that phrase before.
Okay. Why in the world you let this guy run on so long if you knew the world gives other people a chance? This man run on too long for this nonsense. Don't know what that's about there. Maybe one of the callers are talking about. I'm not sure. The nomination and election of these MPs won't change the status quo. There needs to be real local government on the islands. There needs to be on this island, your province. There needs to be a clear separation of local and national government. My cousin lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. They had local government since 1768. Their local government works better than the MPs here in their constituencies. Well, it's two different things, right? As Sian said, they are primarily there to legislate, to make things, to craft and remove the laws that aren't working, craft the laws that will make things better for your lives and make things better for local government to do the things they need.
I'm just happy to see that our people are finally waking up to that.
Some people.
I feel like the majority. I think we're getting there.
You think majority?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Based on the conversations I've had, probably in the circles that I'm in, that's the understanding. Maybe we need to go to Cat Island. They might feel different.
Okay. This person says too much Seattle's talking too much. Okay. They're saying it's unbearable. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's a new day. Dave behaved this morning. Okay. The difference between Sebas and those other people that Dave mentioned is that Sebas was the head of a multi-million-dollar. Oh my goodness. The way the company started, they're saying, right? That preyed on the backs of poor behemoths. Well, some could make those cases with some of the people he mentioned too, but it's a different type of business.
Don't know anyway.
Different type of business.
Okay.
Different type of business. The opposition to Sebas is not that he has money. 90 Knowles had money.
Hold on now.
What?
See,
Nygaard had money. Oh wow! The opposition to Sebas is that the others is like the others. He has shown to the entire Bahamas in a very clear manner a willingness to operate outside the law for his massive personal. Well, okay. Well, that's again how it started. Yes. Mm-hmm. Does anyone have a number for Christopher Columbus? I want to take a picture of him on Cat Island so I can do a yesterday and today comparison. San Salvador, you mean? Well, one of them islands, but it's all the same. Whichever one it was, yes, we get your point.
They all in the same constituency. Love to see it. Love to see it. Make the post. I want to see the post.
In some ways, Columbus would be horrified. Like, this is worse than I left it. I
know you'd be disappointed with the old airport, so anyway, if you can leave that alone. We go to Cat Island. Let's go to Cat Island. They invited us down to see what the people say.
We can do all. Cat Islands and Salvador.
And Rumkey.
I don't think anyone ever said. Did they ever say Rumkey?
Yeah, it's Cat Islands and Salvador and Rumkey.
No, oh, you mean the constituency.
constituency.
I thought you meant the islands are supposed to be where he landed.
Oh.
Hey, we got to go to break. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Prove you got the right to please me, everybody knows. Catch me or I go Houdini. Time is passing like a solar eclipse. See you watching and you blow me a kiss. It's your moment, baby, don't let it slip. Coming closer, are you reading my lips? They say I come and I go. Tell me all the ways you need me, I'm not here for long.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the Know-How team at 396-1101.
It's time to upgrade the way you enjoy at-home entertainment. Alive Fiber is here. Enjoy all your favorite channels and streaming apps, all at lightning-fast internet speeds with affordable bundles, and it's only a click away. Visit www.alivefiber.com to sign up now. Stay connected, live your life. It's good to be alive.
In uncertain times, resilience is everything. That's why CFAL is inviting you to the Financial Services Event of the Year, the 2025 CFAL Pension and Economic Conference. It all happens Thursday, October 16th at 8 a.m. at the Grand Hyatt Baha Mar Convention Center. Under the theme Resilience in the Face of Global Uncertainty, this half-day conference is your chance to gain powerful insights on navigating today's shifting global economy. This is the premier networking and knowledge-sharing event of the year, and you cannot afford to miss it. So secure your spot today at www.cfal.com.
Here's the show-winning art store moment from Shelley and Dee Dee.
We're the only full art store in the Bahamas. If we don't have it, we make a list, and trust me, our boss can get that. If you need that, he can get that. You can find sketchbooks, acrylics, the canvases in all sizes, stencils. We have the Angelus that they use on shoes and letters. We're the only persons in Nassau that carries the Montana spray. We have the Krylon sprays, watercolor in paints, the oil, chalk paints, the alcohol paint, metallic paints, the little Floetrol, and we have cleaning products for the artists, thinning products for the artists, and Crayola colors, and glitters, pencils, the Posca markers, and pastels, oil, and the acrylic pastels, dyes. Oh yeah, we also have airbrush paint. I didn't forget that part of the movie. Gift sets, hobbycraft,
Oil shrimp,
clays.
stew shrimp, shrimp gumbo. But art supplies. We have a lot of them. Sherwin-Williams Art Store. Find colour in every day.
Wake up, it's a new day.
Are you searching for something new? Something exciting? Your dream job in paradise? Well, look no further. Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is hiring. Join a dynamic group of passionate hospitality professionals, craft unforgettable moments, and thrive in a vibrant, welcoming atmosphere. Play your part in shaping the future of our team while growing your own career every day. Bring your energy, your passion, and your creativity to a workplace that's as dynamic and fun as you are. At Royal Beach Club Paradise Island, the opportunities don't just exist. They're limitless. So are you ready to find your perfect fit? Visit Royal Beach Club at paradiseisland.com/career today and step into a world of exciting possibilities.
All right, all party masses. Hope you've been taking your vitamins, cause you're gonna need it. See everybody waving, see people misbehaving tonight. Are ready for some action? Be whining to the beat. I be causing a commotion when I feel the soca heat. Now you hear me saying it, it's the DJ playing it. I want nobody getting in my way. So hope you come to bet, hope you come to sweat. Cause in this place tonight we jamming with energy, plenty energy. So gather around when you hear the sound. Cause in this place tonight we jamming with energy, plenty energy. Don't come if you're tired, don't come if you're weak, don't come if you don't know. I'm letting you know, we jamming with energy, plenty energy, yes. I hope you've been doing your aerobics, you're gonna need it. I like it. Hear the speakers thumping
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Ricardo Wells on this Friday morning. Remember the Sister Breast Cancer Dollar Day Drive going on outside our studios in Oaks Field. Just drive on by and donate $1 to our volunteers out there on the street this morning. We're going to be out there in a few minutes as well. Right now, though, Legacy College Readiness and Tours getting up for their Legacy Life Lessons Career and College Expo. Here to tell us all about this, very pleased to welcome back to the show Erica Morris, and she's brought along from SUNY Oswego, Aiden Wilson. Good morning. Great to have you all with us.
Thank you for having us.
Same here. Good morning.
All right, so you love to tell everybody who you see about Aiden's accomplishments before we
I
get
like
to
to
him.
tell about all of my students' accomplishments, and I think it has a lot to do also with the school that he's attending.
Mm-hmm.
And if a lot of you can remember, one of my first star, I would say she's my first star student, because this was shortly after I started doing this. She attended SUNY Oswego, the 15-year-old from Staniard Creek, who just, blew everything out the water, changed her major from communication to biochemistry, graduated at 19, summa cum, who does that, right? And she was like my star student. And today I am bringing one of my former students from Junior Achievement, Aiden Wilson. You were Commonwealth Bank, right? With Commonwealth Bank. Yes, he is the first Black international male student body president of SUNY Oswego. Yay! And he got his first job with SUNY. He's actually working for them. He's going to be a part of the college fair.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations. All right. SUNY is in New York, right? Let people know about the school.
So SUNY Oswego, it's a school in upstate New York. So think about the Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo area. And it's also on Lake Ontario, one of the 5 Great Lakes in the U.S.
So it's very cold.
Very cold. Winters could be brutal, but I've been fine. Over the summers, though, it's beautiful.
Okay.
Like, that's kind of where I'm reminded of home. That brings me back kind of to my safe space when I'm abroad off in school.
Excellent. All right. So let people know what it is that you do for those who don't remember or who haven't heard you before. They've been here all the time.
Yes. I'm an independent education consultant. And I also host college fairs and college tours. And what I do is I assist my students with finding the best fit college for them. I, just want to brag a little. The young man from Exuma who went to Harvard, he was my student. Okay. And I was like, go and apply. And he was like, Harvard? I'm like, yeah, you could do it. And he applied the day the application was due. He didn't think he was going to do it, and he was the first Bahamian student in 20 years to go to Harvard as a freshman. Wow. And that's like 3% international. Okay, when he called Miss Morris, I got it. Started screaming. So basically what I do is try to find the best fit for my students. I just don't put them, anywhere. I'm a salesperson. And the thing is, I don't want a return, So when you sell these schools to certain students, you have to study your student and know which is the best environment for them. Like SUNY Oswego, I send special students there. You have those moms, especially the moms with those one child that has one child. Oh, this is my baby and this. Okay, don't worry. I got the perfect school for you. I don't sell anything else for SUNY Oswego because they have the top accreditations across the board in all of their colleges. I sell SUNY Oswego on the way they take care of my students that I send there, the way they took care of Kaylandra, the way they took care of Aiden, the way they took care of the other students. I had my very first student that was on the spectrum. Listen, he went there, a young boy, and he came back a man. And you would never know it. And they took care of him.
Amazing. Okay, so we're going to get into what to expect at the expo and more with Aiden when we get back.
Yes.
This is Morning Blend. We're going to the news. We'll be back here on Guardian Radio in just a bit.
Energy, plenty energy. So gather around when you hear the sound, cause in this place the name is jamming with energy. Plenty energy. Don't come if you're tired. Don't come if you're weak. Don't come if you're done blow. I'm letting you know. We jamming with energy. Plenty energy.
This is
Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau, Bahamas.
All right, here we go. Shonkanoo. Yes, I tell you, I feel it. For too long, I've been in New York, back and forth to London town. I felt like I was going crazy, 'cause I really miss the Bahamian sound. Then the drums start to play and the cowbells ring. Oh Lord, that's the sweetest feeling. If you're losing control, 'cause the rhythm in your soul, that's Junkanoo. That's Junkanoo. If you should be in bed, but you're on the street instead, that's Junkanoo. That's Junkanoo. Make you stay from work, take away your hurt, make you clap your hands, jump and dance.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Ricardo Wells on this Friday morning. We are talking with Erica Morris and Aiden Wilson, talking about the Legacy Life Lessons Career and College Expo. We'll get into that in just a bit. But Aiden, tell us about the school, how it's been so far, what you're majoring in, and if you're coming back to our wonderful country.
For sure. So I went off to school in August of 2021. After graduating at 16 from Aquinas College, and I went off and I studied finance and marketing, minored in health science. I was that student that I was also in junior achievement, which helped a lot, more or less, my speech. But yeah, I was that student. I really didn't have much to say in the back of the classroom when I first went off. However, I was really... School wasn't the... When it came to paying for school, you know, we ran into some challenges. My mom was like, "Aiden, I can't really handle all this on my own, so you gotta start putting in some work." So you know, I picked up a few jobs on campus, and also I just had to ask questions wherever I went. So I started working with the orientation team, and I came across this lady. She told me to apply for this position. It was called the resident assistant. Applied for it, got it, and since then, school has been affordable for me. It brought down my rate insanely, and since then I've been kind of just doing my best to get involved in our campus. And yeah, so Oswego is a 4-year institution, liberal arts, with over 140 programs. It's a mid-sized institution with about 6,500 students as well.
Right. So tell us about the work that Erica did and how she helped you with Legacy College.
Of course. So we started again. It would have been my senior year, so late 2020, early into 2021. We would meet with Erica several times throughout the year, usually in the evenings, because she was very accommodating of our schedule. And we would just meet. She would advise me, you know, where to apply, what I would probably need to take in order to get into certain schools. So she was very helpful throughout the entire process. She also helped with like the visa process as well. So great resource to have, and I'm happy to, you know, now be here working with her in some capacity.
Yeah, wonderful. All right, so tell us about that capacity. How are you working with her? How does this work, Erica?
What you mean with when I'm working with my students? Well, basically, one of the first things that I do when it comes to assisting a child in finding the best fit, I have to give them a career assessment. We have to do that. It's a must, because I realize a lot of kids just want to leave, just want to go off to college because they're not in their parents' home anymore. They have no idea what it is that they want to do. They're only concerned about dorms. That's it, you know. And sometimes I was that kid, okay. And the career assessments are personal to me. I always tell people that because when I graduated, I had no clue what it is that I wanted to do. I ended up going to college because I wanted to go and see the movie Boomerang, and my dad wouldn't give me money unless I go and register for school. So I'm like, yeah.
It's like that sometimes. It's like that.
I wanted to go to FAM because I just wanted to go there. I had no reason. And he was like, no, you can go to school right here in Miami. Why do you want to go out of town? So I figured I could wait him out. He said nothing. So I wanted to go to see the movie Boomerang. I didn't have any money. I was, 18? I didn't have any money. Daddy, can I have some money to go to the movies? Yeah, I give you some money. You got to go register for school. I'm like, what? So I had to go. He took me to Miami-Dade. I just applied, registered. I'm like, here. He's like, okay. Gave me a blank check. Go pay for this. I'm like, to go to the movies? And then after I did all of that, then he gave me $20. And I caught the bus with my cousin and went to the movies. Okay? So that's how I got in college, because there was a little trepidation there because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had no clue. I changed my major 6 times, and it took me 18 years to finish a bachelor's degree. And listen, I'm not the only one. Yes, it did, because I had no clue. I was just wondering. So that's why I give students a career assessment, so we could really look and see, because to see exactly when you're going into that particular career, what it entails. My second major change was marketing. I love marketing, but there's a lot of math in marketing. I'm like, why do I have to do that? Don't they have somebody else who can do that part?
I loved it.
2 semesters away from graduating, I changed my major because I was afraid of taking all of those math classes. So I think when you have kids that come up and say, oh, I want to do biochem, and you're like, what aspect of biochem? Biochem is very broad. Where in biochem? They don't know. Biochem sounds good. Biochem sounds like you make a lot of money. Oh, but you're not good in math. You're not good in the sciences, and you want to do biochem, So those are the things that we have to let them know, and that's what my assessment does. I actually had a couple of people from the radio station that did it, and I give it to all of my counselors. And it
People
was like,
who heard you on the radio, or people
who heard me on the radio, and who work
here
at the radio station. Yes,
The White
yes,
House,
and they
an
were
opportunity.
no, I'm serious, because
No,
a
this is
lot
why
of
they
the
laugh.
times you have people who
Now it becomes clear.
exactly, but you look and you do those things. You go. I tell you a story. I had a young lady, full ride to an institution that she went to, and her mother was always, oh, she's going to be an engineer, she's going to be an engineer, she's going to be an engineer. She took the assessment. I said, we need to have a discussion, because she wants to be an actress. And then that's when the big fight happened. I did everything you wanted me to do all throughout high school. I'm in college now. You don't have to pay for it. Can I do what I want to do? So I don't get in those
All right,
fights.
but the big question is, where is she today?
She's back home.
Is she an actress?
She did some acting. She does do acting around here a little, and she's done voiceovers.
Okay.
And one radio station actually wanted her to come and do the news for them. Okay, so those are the things. So definitely doing that career assessment to make sure that this is a good fit for them, and they understand what it is that they're getting into.
Right.
Because that's a lot of money to go off to school and come back and like, I don't even like this field.
Wow.
So we do that, and then you think of those things about location. What size of the schools you want to go to?
What's the campus life
What's
like?
the campus like? Like, I love Georgia State. But I would have never picked Georgia State to go to because it's incorporated in the middle of a city. I want a campus. I don't have a problem with driving to.
Erica's on the air.
Yes.
If you're calling her right now, yeah.
Right.
All right. So
So those are the things. So those little things that people do not take into consideration. So we find that and make sure. And sometimes I would tell the parent that child isn't ready to go off to school.
Yeah.
Maybe they should go to UB. They have other colleges and universities here. I had a student the other day that didn't know BAMSI does. And when you listen to some of these kids and what they want to do, I have a kid who wants a fish farm. I'm like, what do you mean fish farm?
And when they explain it, it clicks.
And listen to me. I got goosebumps. Did you know sharks lay eggs?
Yeah.
Do you know they have fish that eat mosquitoes?
yes,
Really?
yeah.
I didn't know.
You put them
Did
in
you know
ponds
that
and
you
they'll eat the
can
larvae.
mix 2 fish together and they can make another fish?
No, I didn't know about that.
Oh, okay. And this-
Aquaponics is some really straight.
and
shit.
he wants
Is
to
that
do
something you should eat?
aqua.
No, it doesn't sound right.
He
That's
wants
how we came up with tilapia. Like, it's a
Right.
whole process.
Tilapia, yeah.
And this 16-year-old child does this.
Okay.
He buys fish, he breeds them, and sell them back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you need to go to BAMSI. He said, BAMSI does that? I said, yes. And I connected him, and that's it. He's going to BAMSI. He loves it. So, and sometimes just talking with them and not just saying, what is it that you want to do? Oh, this school has this program. So really having a conversation and building a relationship with them.
All right. So tell us what's going to happen on Saturday. Right?
Well, Saturday we're having this is my fall college fair. We're having legacy Life Lessons Career and College Expo. This isn't the traditional college fair. We're actually doing workshops. We're modeling it after the Ministry of Education's areas of priority. Right. And we would have industry professionals to come in there and say, listen, this is why this field is important to the Bahamas. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to have Miss Pierre from aviation. Frannon Wilson is going to talk about engineering and construction. Philip Simon will be discussing tourism, because he's in tourism. We're going to have Andrew Blue Johnson, who's a business owner, who's going to talk about business studies, basically in entrepreneurship and all of that. Then we're going to have Catherine Theresis, who's going to speak about health and allied health care. You know, just to get it from the industry. Mm-hmm. You know, you get those leaders, yet still, you will still be able to speak to the schools that go around to the tables. Right. But those workshops, you will be able to speak to industry professionals and then know what schools actually have those degrees. And Aiden, because this is his first job, so he's going to be in the business section. Mm-hmm. And what other section you're going to do? Is it
communication?
And communication. Okay. Oh, I don't know if I could say it here. And Clint Watson, I tried to call you. You didn't answer to come out and speak on that, but you didn't answer. Okay. So Clint Watson is going to speak on what they call, it falls under social sciences and humanities. Okay. And he's going to speak on communication because we need more people to report the news and do all that.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So what do people have to do if they want to be a part of it? Just show up?
You can show up. You can go to my website, www.legacycollegereadiness.com, and go to, you'll see College Expo 2025 and register for one of the workshops, so you can just show up and it's absolutely free.
Mm-hmm. And again, the time and location?
Yes, it is 9 to 3. Oh, and the other thing I forgot is that R.M. Bailey Elevation Band is going to play, because you got to get a little break. People be hungry and get something to drink. Yeah. So we're going to have food trucks there. Actually, that's one of the vendors who called. Oh, okay. Who's calling, yes. So we're going to have like food trucks. Yeah, food trucks. and Elevation Band is going to play. Yes, some entertainment from 1 hour. So come out and support those kids. And it's going to be on the R.M. Bailey High School campus. Okay. It's 9 to 3. And we're going to have about 15 colleges and universities there. And the other thing we're also going to have, I met this young man in Exuma doing a college fair there. He's from the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. So he's a recruiter. So if you're interested in finding some more information there, you can come out there.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's going to be a full day.
A full day. It's not a traditional college fair. I don't like them. They give me anxiety.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you don't need to be there from the beginning. Whenever it's convenient
you don't. But if you want to go there for the workshops, you could go on my website and see which workshop that you want to be a part of. Yes.
Okay. Again, it's tomorrow.
Yes.
9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at R.M. Bailey. It's the Life Lessons Career and College Expo from Legacy College Readiness and Tours.
Correct. And Aiden Wilson, my other star student, I have a bunch of star students, is going to be there and assisting students who's interested in SUNY Oswego and their degrees.
Wonderful stuff. Erica Morris, Aiden Wilson, we're looking forward to great stuff from you when you come back and continue the good work that you're doing. And good luck tomorrow.
Please pray it doesn't rain.
Okay. You'll be okay. We're going to take a break. We got a lot more Morning Blend coming up. We're going to be talking with the president of BEMU, the Bahamas Educators Managerial Union. When we come back, stay with us here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
The Sarge Massive! Shankanu, come down! Yes, man! You asked me to give up the hand of the man I love. You tell me I'm not the girl he is worthy of, my Lord. But who are you to tell him who to love? I'm afraid that's up to him.
This October, Bahama invites you to indulge your senses at the Culinary and Arts Festival, where world-class flavors meet breathtaking creativity in the heart of the Bahamas. Join us October 22nd through 26th for an unforgettable celebration featuring culinary legends Daniel Boulud, Marcus Samuelson, Dario Cicchini, and Simeon Hall Jr., alongside a vibrant lineup of Bahamian chefs and mixologists. Explore captivating art installations, interactive workshops, and live performances, all set against the stunning backdrop of Nassau's premier luxury resort. And don't miss an electrifying live performance by global superstar Lenny Kravitz, headlining the festival's welcome party on Friday, October 24th, with a concert experience you won't forget. This is more than a festival, it's a feast for the soul. Tickets and packages are going fast. Visit Bahamar.com to reserve your spot at the Culinary and Arts Festival at Bahamar, where taste and talent take center stage. Bahamar, life spectacular.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Don't wait for a storm to arrive. Stock up on hurricane supplies, make home repairs, purchase a generator, and more this hurricane season with a Fidelity personal loan. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Looking for insurance that fits your lifestyle and your budget? At Star General Insurance, we've got you covered. Whether it's motor insurance with flexible options for third-party liability and comprehensive coverage, or commercial insurance products that protect your business, we have choices you can afford. Own a home or renting? Our home insurance products have just what you need. And for the adventurers out there, we offer marine insurance too. Visit our website or social media pages for contact information and quotes. Star General, insurance made simple.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas, Air, the Athlete's Foot, and BTC, Games and More, John Bull Fine Threads, Alive, Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's Clocks and Island Luck, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
Cool down with the latest Frosty flavors at Wendy's. Savor the Caramel Crunch Frosty, which combines a creamy texture with a satisfying toffee nut crunch. Or indulge in the fresh and tangy taste of the Lemon Cake Frosty. Or enjoy the sweet and chocolatey goodness of the Cookies and Cream Frosty. These new Frosties are only here for a good time, not a long time. So head to your nearest Wendy's and grab your favorite flavor today. Gotta be chili, gotta be frosty.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
On GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/WorldBlend99. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. And now at 8:45, got your final look at weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. If you're looking to paint, your local Sherwin-Williams store has top quality paints, expert advice, and everyday discounts to help you save only at Sherwin-Williams. And we're outside our studios right now on this beautiful Friday morning. And we've got a weak cold front that's going to generate light to moderate showers today, mainly across the central Bahamas and portions of the northwest Bahamas as it continues to move south. Expect fresh breezes across the northern half of the country and gentle to moderate breezes elsewhere. So that front is going to gradually move into the southeast Bahamas by Saturday as high pressure builds behind it. And we're expecting a dry, cool air mass over the area. That boundary is expected to become almost stationary over the weekend while it meanders north and south, occasionally bringing some showers over the central and southeastern islands. So there is a moderate risk of rip currents for today for most of the country, especially along Atlantic-exposed shorelines. So keep that in mind today if you're heading to the beach. Your forecast for today for the extreme northern islands, including Grand Bahama, partly sunny to sunny, turning fair tonight, only about a 10% chance of passing showers. For the rest of the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence, we're looking at a mix of sun and clouds today, mostly fair at night. A 30 to 40% chance of a few quick passing showers through late morning, decreasing to 10 to 20% by this afternoon with some spotty showers. For the central Bahamas, partly cloudy to cloudy today through tonight. Partly sunny today, becoming partly cloudy tonight for the southeast Bahamas. We're looking at a 30 to 40% chance of showers for the northwest Bahamas, decreasing to 10 to 20% chance by tonight. And a 40 to 50% chance of showers with isolated thunderstorms possible for the central Bahamas. Temperatures today, comfortable. We're looking at highs in the mid-80s for most areas. A bit warmer for the southeast Bahamas with highs around 90 Fahrenheit. The heat index only a factor in the southeastern islands, making it feel like it's closer to 100. Overnight lows tonight getting down to a comfortable mid-70s, around 76 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 or 24 Celsius. In your extended outlook, again for Saturday tomorrow, partly sunny to sunny for the northern half of the country, variably cloudy for the rest of the Bahamas. And that's going to hold for Sunday into Monday and Tuesday with rain chances going up by the start of the new week. In the tropics, we're watching a couple of areas east of the Windward Islands in the Caribbean Sea. Was heading into the Caribbean Sea, a tropical wave currently over the central Atlantic associated with a large area of showers has about a 30% chance for development over 7 days. And then there's a non-tropical area of low pressure currently developing several hundred miles to the south of Nova Scotia in Canada. Got a low chance for development there. That's your morning blend weather. Weather also brought to you by Easy Car Sales. The future just pulled up into Easy Car Sales lot. The all-new, all-electric 2026 vehicles are here. Visit easy242.com to choose yours. Got a look at traffic for you, brought to you by RBC. With RBC, your ideas happen here. In real-time traffic right now. As usual, we've got your hot spots. We're showing some improvement at this hour. So we've got Mile Butler Highway still busy for you heading northbound, but manageable. Just as you get closer to Mile Butler Highway, you're going to see that slow-moving traffic. Well, getting closer to the roundabout with Tawny Williams Darling Highway, you'll see that traffic. The traffic is actually backed up a bit westbound on Tawny Williams Darling Highway at this hour. We've got Independence Drive seeing some heavy traffic between the roundabouts at East Street and Blue Hill Road. Blue Hill Road looking busy for you, especially north of Soldier on the way to that roundabout. Soldier Road near Windsor Place, east and west of that area, you're going to be seeing some slow-moving traffic. And Robinson Road is not the place to be if you're heading westbound. Especially near Old Trail Road heading up to the intersection with East West Highway and Marathon Road. Pockets along Wolf Road also seeing some slow-moving traffic. That's real-time traffic and your Morning Blend traffic alert. Traffic alert also brought to you by NUA Insurance, agents and brokers. Whether you're on the road or planning your next move, they've got you covered. Visit NUAinsurance.com for an instant motor quote or stop by your nearest branch today. As you said, we are outside our studios in Oaksfield, and we are here for the Sister $1 a day drive, and we're asking anybody who's driving in the area, or even if you're not, come on down to Carter Street and participate in this as we are raising money to fight breast cancer. We got some volunteers out here just asking you to give just $1, just $1 this morning. Ladies, you mind if I ask you some questions really quick? How's it been going so far?
It is a bit slow. We can speed up a bit. We want our public to know that we are here to fight a cause. We are here to help our survivors. And we just need you to, just $1. That's all, just $1. And we'd appreciate very, very much.
Tell us your name and then tell us how even $1 can help.
My name is Julia Saunders. I'm a 12-year breast cancer survivor. And it has helped me tremendously with medication, with doctor's visits. The dollar can go so far. If everybody stopped, if every car stopped and leave $1, that would mean so much to us and our survivors.
Okay, wonderful. And tell us about this beautiful pink vehicle right here that we're seeing.
Our pink car. You cannot miss the beautiful sister pink buggy. It is filled with love. Because of donors, too, we were able to purchase our vehicle to help get our patients, our survivors. Sorry, we are no longer called patients. On the day of our diagnosis, we are deemed survivors. And so that car plays a great role in getting us around from event to event, from office, doctor's visits, and the like.
Wonderful stuff. Keep up the great work out here. I'm going to be back in a little bit. Everybody, come on down. We are on Carter Street. Thank you so much. Carter Street, and we are just asking for $1. That's our volunteers. You can't miss them in their pink. Just drive on by. They'll be out here till 10 o'clock. We'll be back outside in just a bit as well. We're going to take a break. We've got a whole lot more Morning Blend coming up. Stay with us.
Shake up your body like we're going down low, we're going down low. Touch your toes, touch your ankle, touch your shin and touch your knees, touch your thighs, touch your waist. Grab your bottom and wipe your boom, see. Shake it up, 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 shake up your body like Pretty Bros, Pretty Bros. Yeah, man, I tell you we get it on bad. I was here, but I don't see enough people holding the right thing. Come down, come down. I'm the singer verse, I'm the singer verse. Hear me? Come on, girl, now touch your toes. Whine around and show me how it goes. Touch your knees and touch your waist. Touch yourself all around the place. Come on, hold your head and hold your ears.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976. This October, Bahama invites you to indulge your senses at the Culinary and Arts Festival, where world-class flavors meet breathtaking creativity in the heart of the Bahamas. Join us October 22nd through 26th for an unforgettable celebration featuring culinary legends Daniel Boulud, Marcus Samuelson, Dario Cicchini, and Simeon Hall Jr., alongside a vibrant lineup of Bahamian chefs and mixologists. Explore captivating art installations, interactive workshops, and live performances, all set against the stunning backdrop of Nassau's premier luxury resort. And don't miss an electrifying live performance by global superstar Lenny Kravitz, headlining the festival's welcome party on Friday, October 24th, with a concert experience you won't forget. This is more than a festival, it's a feast for the soul. Tickets and packages are going fast. Visit bahamar.com to reserve your spot at the Culinary and Arts Festival at Bahamar, where taste and talent take center stage. Bahamar, life spectacular.
It's time to upgrade the way you enjoy at-home entertainment. Alive Fiber is here. Enjoy all your favorite channels and streaming apps, all at lightning-fast internet speeds with affordable bundles, and it's only a click away. Visit www.alivefiber.com to sign up now. Stay connected, live your life. It's good to be alive.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice. It's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
Send them come, Lord of mercy, hear me now. I miss a big body girl, don't know why not go down. Why not go down, why not go down. I say all road boys make me hear on no sound. Hear on no sound, hear on no sound. Miss a big body girl, don't know why not go down. Why not go down, why not go down. I say all road boys make me hear on no sound. Hear on no sound, hear on no sound. And if me come so come me 5 finger deep.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with Ricardo Wells. A busy morning here on the show, and now we are very happy to have back with us from the BEMU, Bahamas Educators Managerial Union, President Stephen McPhee. Good morning, sir. Good to see you again.
Good morning.
Let's get you right into that mic there.
Good morning.
Fresh off your meeting with Prime Minister Davis yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
And about 3 hours sleep.
Oh boy. Okay. So we have a lot to talk with you about. So you were here at the start of the school year. They're having lots of issues. Industrial action, basically.
Yes.
Administrators, principals. Before we get to the meeting, but has that issue been resolved? Are you satisfied with where things stand at this point?
Most of it has been resolved. As a matter of fact, yesterday in the meeting with the PM, and I'm not going there, but on that point, another big chunk of it was completed. So I have good news for the family islands.
So what? All of the schools that didn't have principals or vice principals have them now?
Well, at this point, those 7 principals on the family islands and those high schools, I know one of them already has he's on his way. And so we suspect before end of next week, all things being equal, all of those schools for the first time should have substantive principals. The commission is working on the completing the other promotion exercise. They have reported legitimately challenges with meeting at the building that's continually shut down, and so that's still ongoing. But it's a happy day today. I'll be more happy next week when I get the opportunity to dial those school numbers and the principal asks to speak to the principal, and they're there.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the meeting yesterday. So the Prime Minister met with 3 union leaders, I believe, yesterday.
2 union and a Congress.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. The Trade Union Congress. And so we have a clip from BECU, the Bahamas Educators, Counselors, Allied Workers Union. This represents a lot of people who broke away from the BUT. Is that right?
Yes, some 810 teachers.
Wow.
Guidance counselors.
So their president, Sandra Major, this is what she had to say after the meeting yesterday. Take a listen to this.
It actually was just a salary review, and it is very positive in that we understand that this is the Prime Minister's gift to us as teachers. At the beginning, we were not on the list, but he has assured us that teachers are included in this, and we will, by December, it is promised that we will have what has been promised to us. So we were quite grateful to be able to have an opportunity to come and hear for ourselves from him what is being offered. And the union position is that once nothing of our members' rights are violated, whatever he's offering to us, we are most grateful for. But we will continue our negotiations as promised by the government.
Okay, Sandra Major with BECU there. I don't think you all had the same issues, right? Let us know.
Yeah, we're totally
it was a little
sort
bit
of
different.
Yeah.
But you're a trade unionist, so I want to get your view on this.
Yes.
There's been some criticism with the term gift, that this is based on the need for a salary review, and this hasn't happened for a lot of these folks at this level, and that in the meantime, until that's done, this is something that will be given to you until we get that straight. But to call it a gift, is that what we should be calling this?
Yeah, I first of all, I'm the president of a union, and if I have an obligation to do best I can to improve the terms and condition of employment for my members. That is my duty. I don't know if I had the opportunity to advise the Prime Minister, if those would be the terms I would use, and especially during this time.
Because almost everybody is underpaid based on what we've seen so far with the review that
study,
was sent.
yes.
Yeah, right? The study that happened, everybody's underpaid.
Yes.
So if you're just giving me this, not to pacify, but to fill the gap until we can do better, is it a gift?
No, I think it's the Prime Minister probably had a wrong choice of words. I think it was more that as the leader of the country, I've gotten a report based on the study, and there are some things that must be done, and I'm going to take them in stages. In this first stage, here is what I'm going to do. But it's not a gift. The Prime Minister is the Prime Minister of the country. The Prime Minister has an obligation to do all he can and should to improve the life of those citizens in his country. And so I wouldn't, the term gift, I think, was one that set the ball going in the wrong direction.
Okay, so that being said, what do you make of the action by teachers who are not represented by BECU, but the BUT and others this weekend and last week?
Yeah, well, there's some things, Dwight, if I go back, I think that the public has to be informed. Some of the things I'm hearing, even on either side and from both sides and public, this matter of this is the first time, that no one has done, and the rest of it. I just want to say I've been a part of the trade union movement from 2005 as an executive. I was an executive officer in the Bahamas Union of Teachers when they represented the entire teaching and management staff in education. In 2006, we had in an industrial agreement with the then Perry Christie government, the undertaking signed off in the agreement that a salary review would be done. And based on that salary review, for just those grouping of educators, not the wider public, the salaries would then, whatever the recommendations were, would be followed.
Was that review done at that time?
That review was never done. That was the 2006, that was under Minister Alfred Says. We then moved on to the 2010 industrial agreement, which was then signed, well, you know, it would have been the crossing of government. But that agreement, which was retroactive to 2010, again, that very same article with now a change of date to address the new came in. Again, to do an understudy, a salary review for educators. As you would hear from the voice of everybody, oh, we're not paying you enough, we can't pay you enough. So we sat down and that was agreed. That study, we were told, it was reported by the then F&M, it was done. We continued to ask as an executive for the study to be released. We never saw the study. Again, in the 2012 industrial agreement of BEMU, no longer a part of BUT, 2012-2018, now with the, again, government, it was placed in. That study was never done. So while I would credit the Prime Minister for seeking to do a study on the entire, however the process is, the request for a study, the agreement for a study for education and educational managers go back from 2005. Another thing, Dwight, with the study, we discussed the study that history we forgot. In 2006, under the then Minister Alfred Says and the PLP government, the Bahamas Union of Teachers, under the leadership of Ida Poitier Turnquest at the time, was going into negotiations. We're negotiating. At that time, the government of the Bahamas gave an increase to educators, not by increment, but by some amount. So, for example, $250. When those sums of money was placed onto the teachers, the educators' salary at the time, it threw the whole public service salary scale book out of whack. Because the salary scales in the public service are done by increments, not private sector do percentages. That's why I was somewhat shocked that all the technocrats in the government and in finance had a study done on a group of persons in the public service, and then it spoke to increases being paid in percentages. It cannot work. What has been done now, Dwight, that nobody is addressing, is now the new revised salary scale book. All of the salaries for those persons who receive those groupings, the book now is out of whack. The increases should have reflected increments and not percentages. Private sector negotiate increases in percentages. As a matter of fact, to be honest with you, one of the problems we have now that I hope is addressed in the study, if you look deep enough, it speaks about what is creating this problem that we face with inflation, high cost living, and cost of living index. And it's this. From I entered the teacher profession 30 years ago, the increment for a teacher was $700. In the private sector, there's a percentage attached, if not every year, at a certain period, that keeps those persons' salary in line with any perceived inflation. If it goes over, then that's another matter they can address by whatever means. Also, the other thing that is missing is this. The governments of the Bahamas have an obligation by law and duty to constantly review the cost of living index. And when that exceeds a certain percentage, there is no discussion. There is to be an increase in salary at a set amount across the public service. So again, I applaud the Prime Minister with attempts to go forward, whether in part or whole, and conduct such study. However, the public must be aware that for educators, BEMU, who came out of the belly of BUT, which was just, and also Beckerwood, we are still awaiting that comparative study. And that study, unlike this study seemed to have been done on itself. The study that we would have had enshrined in those industrial agreements was study on teaching service versus private sector, and also, well, not really quasi, because private sector, you would need certifications and degrees. So I am hopeful that whatever the term, let's use it, gift that is given, that at some point, whoever the government is or be, that we seek to fulfill that part of the industrial agreements outstanding from 2006.
My goodness. All right. So again, back to the question though. Do you support what the BUT and BPSU are doing?
I'm a trade unionist, and I don't criticize any worker or any union who take a stand. The only thing workers have, honestly, as leverage is withdrawal of service. The law permits for it. The only thing I would say, though, honestly, as a trade unionist, and I try to live by it, and sometimes you have to take a stance where your members must understand it may cost you money or pay. It may cost you some undue hardship. But the end result is worth the stand. I always seek, when guiding my members, best I could to follow the process. And I am grateful to God Almighty that at this time, we've not had to put at risk this matter that I'm hearing about pay cut. So we go through the process for years, we get the strike certificate. We get the trade disputes. We go through that process. But I could only assume that these grouping of workers are so much frustrated that as I'm listening, a promise was made, it was not kept, and as a result, they are hurt. They feel we are not going to go any further, and so they have decided to take a stance.
So the only question I have is, I want us to cut straight through to the issue.
Yes.
At what point was your ministry, BEMU, contacted to say, hey, this salary scale review has been carried out, you've not been included in discussions? At what point were you guys contacted to become a part of this conversation?
Well, we weren't contacted. We were never contacted. It's us, after hearing, we were not even aware that a study was being done on managers and supervisors in the public service. That's why I'm saying our challenge is different than the other two unions. BEMU is not asking or seeking information or making requests on a gift claim. BEMU's first consideration and concern was, if this study was done on managers and supervisors in the public service, we were the only group not included in that study. Why wasn't we included? And if now you acknowledge we should have been, how do we proceed?
Do they acknowledge that?
That was acknowledged in the meeting yesterday. The Prime Minister and his team actually apologized and said that we should have been part of the study. But there is something else that came out across the table on a side conversation that caught my ear, and it was a statement made by one of the representatives of the government that said to one of my officers present, but y'all have him. He's going to negotiate for y'all. Nobody negotiates for us. So when that was said, I paused, and the Prime Minister respectfully said, no, this has nothing to do with negotiations. This has to do with me, the Prime Minister, making an effort to.
Right.
We recognize that BEMU is in the group of managers and supervisors, and whatever they go and negotiate is them. They should have been included. We wrote to them listing some things, some concerns, even recommendations to fix.
Right.
And we, again, was told, okay, please would you allow me and my team a week so that we can get together and get back to you in good faith.
That's what
I said.
The Prime Minister said.
Yes, I said
Okay.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
Take
see,
2.
That's where my confusion lies, because what came out of yesterday's conversation, especially if you listen to the commentary from Ms. Major, it made it clear that they weren't included in that initial discussion. There were ongoing conversations that they were not a part of, and now they're now coming to the table to have these conversations. My question then is, who did the government believe should have been communicated to on your behalf? Is it just a situation with BEMU and I think it's the Bahamas Education
BUT.
Workers Union? Right.
And back
Was
home.
it just that, we did not negotiate, they were totally forgotten and we just communicated with BUT?
Well, again, the study, if you see the study wouldn't have involved originally Beckerwoon or BUT because they wouldn't have been considered managers and supervisors.
And
in
for
the
clarity,
public.
remind people what your union represents.
My union represents the bracket of persons who came out of the teaching track in education, but went into managerial track. So the principals, vice principals, assistant director of education, district superintendents, subject secretaries, that group.
So managers, essentially.
Managers. It is
Right.
defined in the salary scale book that BEMU represents managers. In our industrial agreement, BEMU represents managers. In the 2 other agreements in education, it's teachers and allied.
So was there an explanation as to why educators were left out of this entirely?
Well, again, it was what I got from and I don't want to say this was said formally, but what my ear picked up was you all have him to negotiate. So it appears as if this grouping of persons who this study addressed were persons who would not, as they claim, be covered under any bargaining agreements. So again, that's why I'm saying when you hear the full story of it, it's pros and cons either way. I think though there was some, I would say, ill-advised. The Prime Minister in some cases may have not gotten the best advice with how this was presented to the public. And I think after the Prime Minister in good faith realized, as I heard Mr. Evans would have said, no, I have to include the other workers. There seemed to have been a mad dash, minus that study, to apply the same thing in study A to the grouping. If you read the study, Dwight, it's quite interesting. Here is just the basic, right?
A lot of gaps.
And please, I must say this, and no offense, some people get offended when I say it, but it's my disclaimer that I'm not an accountant nor other. I'm a music teacher. I count note names and values. But when I looked, me and my Secretary General, with our limited knowledge, something caught our eyes. It says, one of the key indicators for these increases based on the cost of living index and inflation was this. This study covered, if you see it, 2020 to 2024. In 2020, it gave the simple explanation. A can of tuna was for $1. So let's just say, I think it was $1 or was it 100, whatever, $100, sorry, could have purchased, let's say, 24 cans of tuna for a family of 4. In 2024, to get $108 would cover now, let's say, 18 cans of tuna. So based on inflation, salaries must increase for these public officers. If that's the case, then I think what is frustrating those who are demonstrating is this. I have to purchase the same can of tuna. As a matter of fact, McFeedem, let's say I was included, McFeedem are not the homes, probably, more than likely, with the 4 to 6 children. You heard someone said, I have 9 kids or grandkids, and they have to be fed. Why are you going to give McFeedem this? We don't have a problem with it, but shouldn't you address us who's struggling to get the tuna first? So I think there is some legitimate concerns, but I still believe, Dwight, heat, anger, frustration, and passion came into it. And from what I saw yesterday by reports, I saw the 2 union presidents who were now no longer to the table saying, okay, let's get to the table. Let's finish this. My thing is this. I think I saw something about delivery of all sorts of grievances. I think right now the major grievance is persons need to be able to purchase the toner.
Right.
So
Across
they,
the board, everybody,
yeah,
not
so
just the folks at the
not
top.
just the folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I've been told to ask you by
Yes.
a trade unionist.
Yes.
Did you get any of the things that were promised yesterday
Yes.
in writing?
Yes.
You got it in writing, and then
Yes.
you will be able to say in 2 weeks when you haven't heard anything back from these folks. But you said,
Oh, now remember, yesterday's meeting, the salary review matter was one. As you would have heard Sister Major say, there are a number of items that we were seeking to address, that we took opportunity in writing to the through the Labor Relations Unit, which is the proper vehicle to the Prime Minister, requesting a meeting mainly on the issue of what's going on with this for us, this review, but also we need to touch on one or two outstanding matters, as I would have said, the principles and the rest of it. What we got was yes, you are day managers, that we knew. What our proposal was that the same, as was stated, the same system, the same mechanism, method to apply those benefits to our persons in our career path, the deputy director and director, which is in our career path. We're saying to the government, you must consider if what was done for them is not done for me, and that is my next post up, you have created another problem.
Right.
So again, we laid out, and I don't want to, because it's being, the position is being taken, and I have a meeting today with my members, and I would have gotten their permission to even come on your show and speak. And I can't speak to the public more than I can speak to them, but I think the public is deserving of, because I'm seeing some things like they sell out, I know they're being used to cause union action, and they ain't
the ones
standing
who met with
with
him yesterday.
Yeah, and I didn't know where it come from. So I think, again, just to make clear the position of the members who I represent, no, we had a totally different position.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take some calls before we run out of time here. We're talking again with Stephen McPhee, the president of BEMU, the Bahamas Educators Managerial Union. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air. Are you there? Give us a call. 323-6232, 325-4316. 325-4259. Caller, good morning. Hi. Yes. Good morning. You're live. Good morning.
Hello.
Hi. Yes.
Good morning, Dwight, and good morning. That's Mr. McPhee.
Yes, it is.
And to your co-host, I forget my boy.
Ricardo.
Ricardo, yeah. Respect, Ricardo. And good morning to your listeners, Mr. McPhee.
Yes, sir.
So I listening to you. And Mr. McPhee, you know what I like? I like how you no pushover when it comes down to representing your people, and a union man and to represent the teachers, and Madam President Melinda Wilson. So the government will have to eventually deal with you all like with people who have sense, and I hope they try to learn how unions really go. My question to you, do you agree what they saying, knowing that maybe you're around the table now and they might consider your members, right? It sounds like I will know if your members can get what they give to those senior public service workers, they say permanent secretaries and others, from September to this year, June or July. Now they telling these people who ain't get the money yet, who's supposed to get the money in December, whatsoever that you call that, I don't know what you call that, right?
Retroactive pay, lump sum retroactive pay.
Yes, sir, the retroactive pay. It seems like they have plans on just giving them it from September to December. Do you think that's fair? Do you agree with that? Is that the right way to go about it? Then I wanted to find out, you remember in September when school was opening or the end of August, the 1st of September,
yes.
the $300, the allowance for the principals, they ever saw that out? You get that yet for your principals? I'll hang up and listen. Keep up the good work, man.
Thank you much, sir. Let me see if I work my way back from the questions. One, the responsibility allowance that was owed as per the industrial agreement, yes, we did receive that. And that was paid to all members. Yes. The other question was what it was, right?
About retroactive pay.
Should should the persons who are demonstrating receive the retroactive pay from the 2024
Yeah,
September. I mean, I'll go down a limb and tell you, if my members please do, I apologize, because when you're a president, you carry the voice of your membership and not your own. Personally, me, and they'll probably give me some blows this evening in the meeting for this, but I believe we should have gone. I listened to the talk show with Shanique the other day, and I heard Brother Maynard said they went one time and they did it in BPL from bottom up, and it should have been from top down. I think given the need now, honestly, my cousin who's the janitress, I could have waited for the extra can of tuna. If I had to advise the Prime Minister, I would have said, no, let's do it the other way. Let's make sure the persons who have the real struggle with getting the tuna could get the tuna first, because Mark make it hold on a little longer. Honestly, I'm a trade unionist, and I believe we have to create balance, and we have to be careful that some of the things that we're doing is not maintaining the status quo. If we're seeking to close gaps, we have to give the lower more, because they need more.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my personal position. I would have advised, let's deal with them first.
One more call. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Yes, Dwight. You know what? You know what I find strange? Michael Pendard and Hubert Menace ain't give these fellas nothing. Ain't give them a cent. Ain't give them a time. Ain't give them a meeting. But why did they didn't strike then? Why did they demonstrate then? That's what I understand. Ain't give them nothing. See, we have slave mentality. We just need to get ripped and don't get nothing. That's my 5 cents.
Okay, well, I think you're kind of wrong on this, but let Stephen McPhee.
But let me say something too. Sometimes there's public perception, because I hear, they jelly bag, they just sit down, right? I mean, again, trade unions too. Yes, we are humans, and sometimes emotions get the best of us, and we make some decisions that sometime when we rethink, we could have gone another way. And this is no claim against anyone who is demonstrating or not. But most people will not be aware. Since I've been the president of the Bahamas Educators Managerial Union, we have just completed 158 Supreme Court matters against not the PLP or the FNM. They went back from 2009. They were against our employer. Most people will not know that we're holding a strike certificate where we didn't strike or take action before school opened a week before. No, they were matters we were discussing every single week, every month for the past few years. I'm saying there are different mechanisms and ways persons may use as leaders to get resolved. So you may not see me out there striking all the time or pulling back, but I'm saying every single day, not with PLP, FNM, COI, we need to remove the political parties in the conversation and deal with the employer as employees.
But we also need honesty, and that caller wasn't being honest. And we can tell you right now, here in Guardian Radio, we had a labor minister under an FNM government who, after the angry mob was outside the studio, had to be snuck out the back door so he could leave. So the demonstrations go on, doesn't matter which party. And if you remember the previous administration, I mean, 3 of those, well, they didn't go 5 years, but most of the time we were under lockdown, we were under a pandemic, and before that Dorian. So there wasn't opportunities for any of this kind of stuff. People were in a different headspace at the time, so that's a very unfair thing to say. Okay, so we're running out of time. What's next, Stephen McPhee? So you're waiting the 2 weeks. If you don't hear anything back or anything satisfactory, what happens?
Well, we again, and I know there's this issue of the gifting. Like I say, I mean, that word just don't settle well with me. Because it could create even more problems. It's like, so my question is, if it's a love gift, do you love me less? you see what I'm saying? So, but I do know that at this point we are finalizing our industrial agreement. We should have that on the desk of the employer short. We know that the Sister Major, she said she's at the table now, but I don't see any anything that should present a challenge based on, for us, what our claim and plea was. Because if it was done for this grouping and we're a part of that grouping, we expect then, after acknowledging that yes, we are managers and supervisors, that the same spirit of the law, the same spirit of love gifts will apply to us.
I love the use of the phrase "love gifts."
Well, again, as he said, it wasn't his word.
Yeah,
just
no,
repeating what's
know.
been said. But good luck. Good
Yes.
luck. I know you'll keep us posted, and we'll see how this goes.
And just to say, Dwight, too, again, I want to say to those members in the family islands, please know that this week you should be getting some resolve. To the parents who supported us when so many called us every other thing, please know that we appreciate your support, because it's that got us through. Your principals are on the way. Hopefully, we will have your vice principals and others. New Providence, we have some spots being filled. We still have some challenges. So trust me, Dwight, every day. We're going right now. I leave, I going back to another fight. It may not make the news, but we are agitating and advocating best we can, using all best resources. To my members who the past few days held it down, thank you so much. That was demonstration that we must be managers and supervisors. I applaud the teachers who showed up even late. Those who didn't show up, I applaud you. If you believe that is your stand, you take it. BEMU, again, I repeat, we have no challenge. There is no conflict between us and the people we manage, lead, and supervise. We are hopeful, though, that the government of the Bahamas and those two, the Congress and those two presidents, can meet their resolve on behalf of the workers in this country.
Okay.
Thank you so much, brother.
Very well said. Stephen McPhee, President of the Bahamas Educators Managerial Union, BEMU. Thanks again. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
All right, we got a whole lot more Morning Blend to go into business after this news break. We're talking about intellectual property and intellectual property seminar that's coming up. You don't want to miss that. Stay tuned. Right here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Take that mess from off the wall. Give that baby back its ball. Leave other people things alone. There's other ways to get involved. Get involved, don't be no fool. Stay in school. Let your mind become a tool. Church were made for fools to be. Locked away from society. Get involved, get involved. Get involved, get involved. Get involved, get involved. There's other ways to get involved. Get involved, get involved. Let's go!
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight, Ricardo Wells. We are outside the studio today, outside the Nassau Guardian building in Oakfield on Carter Street. You still have time to come on down for the Sister Breast Cancer $1 Day. Just drive on by, and our volunteers out there in pink, you can't miss them. And all they need is $1 from you. Just $1 from you, maybe $1 from everybody in the car. How about that? Drop it off to help in the fight against breast cancer. They're going to be out there until at least 10 o'clock, maybe a little bit longer. I'll ask them a little bit later if we have time. Someone's asking, if they aren't in the area, how can they get the money to donate to this? And Sister, you know how to reach them. But if you don't, give us a call here at the NASA Guardian. Okay, so right now, though, we want to talk about an intellectual property seminar that is coming up. And here to tell us all about this partnership between the Creative Industry Tourism Council of the Tourism Development Corporation, right? Yeah? We've got Bodine Johnson and Angelique McKay, two superstars, two celebrities, two big-time entertainers. Ladies, good to see you together.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us. And yes, you know, Angelique is the head of department for the Orange Economy Unit.
Mm-hmm.
And so we want to just
say...
say...
She's also the queen of Junkanoo.
The goddess.
Goddess.
The goddess
higher,
of Junkanoo.
Right?
Yeah, we gotta make sure. Coconut goddess, Junkanoo goddess.
Oh,
right.
Coconut.
Yeah. Coconut is industry.
Okay.
And Junkanoo is Junkanoo, the biggest, the best, the baddest festival in the world.
Of course.
And so her unit, along with the University of the Bahamas, are sponsors of the intellectual property seminar for the Orange Economy. We're very excited. It takes place on October 25th. It is free. And we have 4 amazing speakers who are not only professionals, but they are really the sources of information that any Orange Economy member should know when it comes down to intellectual property rights.
Right.
And so we have presentations by Roger Ouden. We have, and she is an IP attorney for Ouden IP. We have Erica Popel Ferreira. She's an attorney and an IP agent at Ferreira & Co. And we also have none other than Obi Pinling, entertainer, but also an attorney. And his viewpoint is incredibly important because as an entertainer with one of the biggest bands in the nation, which is Visage, he knows specifically what to include in the contract, your licenses, your leases, your releases, whatever it is that you need to know, regardless of what field of entertainment you're in. Your contract is what holds you to those obligations and allows for you to have legs to stand up in court. And that also goes on to, let's say, when you want to do export, because the Orange Economy Unit is responsible for creating additional opportunities for exporting the art of the Bahamas, regardless of which field you're in. And so we have David Kurek. He is from the International Trade Center. He's going to be zooming in to provide information on why that's important. And also Angelique. So it's free. We want people to come out.
A bunch of heavy hitters there. All right, so I got a lot of questions. Do we have here both entertainers? So, I mean, do we have a lot of issues, legal issues, when it comes to your copyright and intellectual property here? Have we seen that so far? I know there was an issue with Junkanoo and photographers talking about what they took on Bay Street, and I know that was a challenge a few years back. But what are we seeing in entertainment and Junkanoo right now?
You know what? To say that there are no issues would not be a genuine statement.
Mm-hmm.
But to say that a lot of the issues that we're facing is because a lot of people don't really know their rights or their responsibilities as it relates to their intellectual property. And so we see that with this event, we want to demystify and we want to clarify. And so we're providing free information. And that will allow people to make connections with these IP professionals that they can, follow up with. So now you know who they are. You know what circuit they are in. You have direct access to them. And so after you receive the information, you're able to act on it. You can say, hey, I'd like to hire you for this. Or can I get your thoughts on this? This is a contract. Can I book a consultation?
Yeah.
Because I think that the major issues that result, like you were mentioning, let's say Angelique have a really gorgeous Junkanoo piece.
As she does every year.
Every year.
Right.
Picture get take by not only the NASA Guardians photographer Terrell Glinton, but by any spectator. And then somebody uploads her photo and some international person, they want to use her photo, and then Angelique is all over the place. Now, Angelique done spent $20,000 on her costume. And she is a brand within herself. So how is Angelique protected? How is her image protected? Well, our current laws say the person that take the picture own the picture.
Yep, that's right.
So now the question is, do we provide official licenses to photographers on the Junkanoo route? Think about it. And then these are the only photographers, the same way they do with Getty Images. Mm-hmm. Getty Images online.
Yeah.
They are the only photographers allowed to use specific types of cameras and specific types of lenses for this particular quality of photo. Is that something that should happen? And then we get into licensing and agreements. We're not dealing with that level because that is just way too much to really consider in the 4 hours that we have.
But we need to get there eventually.
But we do need, and so we're going to have other events during the course of 2026, which allow for us to provide information and then also find out what the needs of the creative community are as it relates to legislation, their intellectual property rights, and then present them to the relevant authorities.
Yeah. So Angelique, I mean, you've been working hard. I know every time we talk about orange economy or someone says the word orange on the show, I get a message from you. But are people getting it? Are people understanding how big and widespread this industry is and how it needs to be protected?
People are starting to understand it, but still not to the level that I feel like we should. People often look at persons within the orange economy as if it's a hobby, right? So that's what we're trying to get people to understand, that this is a way of life for a creative. So with things like this, with seminars like this, we're hoping that more creatives come to this and realize how far-reaching their work can go based on having things licensed and registered. For instance, and I'll just put this out there, I registered my phrases, I am Junkanu. So I have every right to that.
So you're saying I can't say it?
You could say it, but you can't use it to generate revenue from it without me coming for you.
Right. So I can't put that on a T-shirt.
No.
Without your permission.
Exactly. And I won't be giving you any permission for that, right? But these are the things that we need to understand.
How do people find out stuff like that? Like, wait, you can't use this term, even though it's just 4 words that everybody says every day or something.
Well, I try to say that it's registered.
Well, there's a few things that we need to consider, right? First of all, now we're talking trademarks.
Right.
Trademarks, for example, I am Junkanu is registered for Junkanu. But then she would also have to register it for merchandise. How many types of merchandise, right? So is it just T-shirts? Is it pens? Is it notebooks? So you have different marks in each category. And I think that in some places they are $75 per mark after you pay the original fee for the first set. So I think that's like $250, $300 depending on what it is, right? And so you have to do your due diligence because you see different renditions of I am Junkanu. How is it written? Is it all one word? Are there any spaces in between it? How many different variations of that? And so during our IP seminar for the orange economy, we're going to be giving the basic understanding. So this is Roger Ouden's topic. She has patents and innovations in trademark and branding. And so when you talk about I am Junkanu, that's a brand mark because this is a brand related to her. When you talk about Bodine Pot, it is a brand mark. That's my name. It's my pot. That's for food. And so we have a lot of people that create courses. We have culinary professionals that have taglines that they say that people may want to throw it on a shirt. You have the Reggie dance by Reggie. Even though he couldn't copyright the music, the moment they recorded that little Reggie dance on a fixed medium, which is a video recording, it became copyrighted. And so he is due residuals from the performance of his choreography. He and his choreographer, they both deserve compensation. And so run upon say, hey, you can't do my dance. But if somebody is being, for example, paid to perform the Reggie dance, Reggie should be able to get a couple dollars from that paid performance because you're using his choreography or their choreography.
So that's the key term, the revenue generation. If you try to go on and seek revenue for something created by somebody, okay.
Absolutely, but then what we are also trying to do is we're trying to raise awareness for not erasing people's contributions to culture and cultural development. And that's why copyright is so important. When we talk about copyright, you're putting your name on something, and that is how families and generations continue to live extremely well based on the work that their family member has done. It is literally an inheritance for you. As a matter of fact, as far as copyright is concerned, copyright exists from the lifetime of the author and 70 years after. So as long as I am alive, I own that copyright unless I sell it, give it away, bequeath it, whatever the case may be. However, and then 70 years after that, it is still mine.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, I sell it or give it away. And so we see that a lot of people remove people's names from things. We've seen it, with inventions. Once you remove somebody's name from something, you don't credit them for it. What you're doing is you're removing their economic rights, okay? You are infringing on their economic rights. And so that's a term in the copyright law that people are going to, they're going to get to know.
Yeah.
Economic rights, and then you also have your moral rights. So even if I sell, for example, Angelique, when we did Intoxicated the video, she sold me costumes, right, that were featured in the video. She did them as a work for hire. But I still, in the credits, had to say these were designed by, coordinated by, because that was within her moral rights. I cannot take that away from her.
Yeah. So do you think we've just been too lax here in the Bahamas when it comes to this? We know how people get in other parts of the world. Is that changing on both sides? The people who deserve they respect and understand that you just don't have the right to use this the way you feel like it.
They're beginning to understand it, but for the most part, it's been something like, oh, I see this, I like this, let me use that. Even with it, industries, photocopying books or pages of books or chapters of books, we need to begin to understand. And in order for this to be policed and this drive to be strengthened, the creatives themselves need to pay more attention and push it. Make people more aware that, no, you can't just use my stuff. And I'm going to use this example. KB made a comment, and he's telling people to stop using his songs without permission. KB is my favorite entertainer in the whole wide world. I'm the #1 fan, but anyway. So it takes us as creatives to let everyone know you cannot just use my stuff, my creative property, my intellectual property, just willy-nilly, So it's going to take a while because it's not something that we have been focusing on, but we're doing it, and it takes all of us to be able to get that word out there.
So with the seminar, Junkanoo groups can attend as well, because some of them seem to need to know how this thing works.
Shady, it's so shady. But it's open to all creatives. It is October 25th at the lecture hall of the University of the Bahamas. It is free. We're also going to have a live feed for persons that are viewing from the Family of Islands, because we are an inclusive bunch. We want to make sure that those needs are met as well. It is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It is open, so if you cook and you develop recipes, you have a right to know what your copyrights are. If you develop classes, online courses, you need to be there. Dancer, singer, performer, costume designer,
So
architect.
Literature, software,
Yep.
all that stuff.
All of those things. We're talking copyright, trademarks, and patents. So again, it's very basic. We want to make sure that we understand. It's like being introduced to your vocabulary words in the comprehension passage at school, and then being able to build on that, because we feel as though if we educate our community first, what ends up happening is the understanding continues. And it's not just for adults, because children have copyrights as well. Once they finish that poem, even if you edit that poem, that is still that child's work. So that poem gets submitted for the competition. The competition has rules. The competition has a release form, or whatever the case may be. That child is still supposed to be credited. And if there is a prize, the school ain't supposed to take the entire prize. The child's supposed to get a couple dollars.
Can this be retroactive? Can it be retroactive? Can we go back to when I was in...
Let me tell you something. My song, I wrote a song in grade 9 with it's a collaborative song. We had a whole album right on that 9, see $1 yet. So trust me, I have lived it. Angelique has lived it. A lot of us live it. And so what we want to do is we want to empower creatives, regardless of their age or their discipline, with the knowledge that they need to not only advocate for themselves, but to drive change in a global economy. And that really and truly is the mandate of the Tourism Development Corporation, and of course, our partnerships like with the Orange Economy Unit.
So let me ask you this. We are looking to protect Bahamian creatives, but there are people from all over the world that have copyrights that Bahamians just turn a blind eye to say the least. Are we going to be required to respect those as well going forward? We are required now, as Vic says. So,
those are requirements.
Yeah.
I think
but is anything happening?
I think so. In the registration form, we are fielding questions because that day, I doubt that we are going to have time to field any questions in session, simply because it's a lot happening in that 4 hours. We have maybe like 5 sessions in that 4 hours, and so we're asking people to register. I'm just going to say the link. It's bit.ly/IP-TDC. Very short, but you can also go to Creative Council 242 on Instagram. Creative Council 242 on Instagram, and we're going to put the flyer with the registration link in the story so that you can scan the code, or you can just click the link and you can register. And even if you're not able to be there in person, we will be able to respond with your questions, or we can save your questions to a follow-up session, because we would like to have other professionals and other agencies responsible for intellectual property rights available, but that they, to my knowledge now, won't be available for this session.
All right, so we got a couple questions here. You're not going to like these. This is disturbing. This is where we are in 2025. So this person says here that I got 2 different people saying something very similar. This discussion is so moot. With AI, I can take any image or any performance and make it look like it was taken by a professional camera from any angle. I can make any adjustments, that kind of thing. Somebody else saying something similar. I can make an adjustment so it looks original or will be counted as original content thanks to AI. So what's the point of all of this?
You know, it's so interesting. AI is a tool that can be used for good and it can be used for bad. Right now, there is an issue with Hollywood where they have to reassess the contracts to account for AI. People are now using
That's why
Sora.
they had that strike a few years back. Years back. Yeah.
People are using Sora AI right now and really bringing up people's dead relatives, dead historical figures in pop historical, civil rights historical figures, and their families are now taking them to court for it because these are not the uses. You should not be using. There's a moral issue. There's a morality issue. Yeah. But in addition to that, there's also, like I said, an economic issue. So the conversation is not a moot conversation. The conversation is more about maintaining the rights of individuals in an age where artificial intelligence is pushing the envelope in what is allowed and what is accessible. At present, you cannot take a photo of somebody and put it into Sora AI without the watermark on it to indicate that it is AI, for example. And then they also have an issue now where, in terms of Sora as well, and I'm using this because this is the most recent one because we've seen a lot of crazy things. So the additional issue is they have put more guardrails on Sora. So when you upload, you can't upload my photo. I didn't give you permission to do that. Right. Okay? You can create somebody that looks like me, but if it looks enough like me, I'm going to have a conversation with you, and then my lawyer will also too, and as well. We all of us will have a conversation. And so what comes out of this is, 1, people respecting people's right to exist, okay? 2, people respecting individuals as brands. 3, people protecting their image, their likeness, their voice, whatever the case may be, contractually with others. 4, us saying in the Bahamas, as it relates to our laws, us as artists advocating that this is how, or creating a standard for, this is how our images and likenesses can be used. We need to give permission for this to happen. If this does not happen and you do this, then these are going to be the results. Yeah. Because there's defamation that comes into play, and a few other things that that are an issue as well. So it's a multi-tiered issue, and we understand that it's happening, but the first thing is educating people on what their rights are.
Absolutely. Okay, we've got 30 seconds. Remind folks the date, where, time for the intellectual property seminar. Really quick.
Okay. Intellectual property rights for the Orange economy takes place October 25th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Lecture Hall of the University of the Bahamas, with presentations by Roger Ouden, Erica Popel Ferreira, Obi Pindling, Angelique McKay of the Orange Economy Unit, and David Kurek of the Darius Kurek of the International Trade Center. It is open and free to all. Please follow Creative Council 242 on Instagram to register for the link, which will be in stories. And finally, please, please, please ensure that you spread the word. Let people on the Family Islands know that they are here. It is absolutely free. We are sponsored by the Orange Economy Unit, the University of the Bahamas, the International Trade Center, and the IP seminar for the Orange Economy is presented by the Tourism Development Corporation and the Creative Industry Tourism Council.
Okay, wonderful. Bodine Johnson, Angelique McKay, thank you so much for being here. Looking forward to this, October 25th. And before we go, folks, just as Sister begins to wrap up, I just want to talk to Chantel really quickly about today. How you doing? So somebody asked if they couldn't make it out here today, if they're never in Oaksfield, what can they do to get this money to you?
Okay, so we have an office at number 68 Collins Avenue. The best way to tell them is it's across from Island Luck on Collins Avenue. So if you know where Island Luck is, then you know where Sister is. So we're at number 68 Collins Avenue. It's the Centerville Medical Plaza Doctors Hospital. We're on the ground floor, or you can give us a call at 326-1929. We're there from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. this month. Normally, we're there from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. during the week. But we want to thank the Guardian Group. We want to thank Star 106, 97 point. All of the radio stations. I can't remember any of them right now because our sun out here is hot. We want to thank everyone that supported us this morning. We got great support this morning. Know that your funds will go towards keeping a survivor going, helping someone along the way, along this journey of breast cancer. We want to thank, like I said again, Corporate Bahamas. We want to thank each individual that donated. We could not do this without you guys. So Corporate Bahamas, we thank you, thank you, thank you. We thank you guys very much.
Definitely our pleasure. Whenever you need our help, we're here for you. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing. Thank you, Sister. Appreciate it, Chantel. And Ricardo, thank you for being here this morning. Really appreciate it. I'll see you soon. We got to go. Everybody have a great, safe weekend. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green coming up next.
Jump and do. 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 Jump and do.
Listen, all you people all around. Listen to the sounds we're putting down. It's very oh yeah, just move your feet and dance. The jump and do. Now that's right, girls, you're doing it. Get in line.
Get ready for the Clifford Big Bro Riley Memorial Concert, Friday, October 17th at 7 p.m. at Bahamas Faith Ministries. It is absolutely free. Performances by Landlord, Sami Star, Solo Maid, Antonio Roll, Mr. Black, Sherwin Gardner, Rico, Najia Seminet, Mr. J, Peter Ronks, Mr. Beebs, Natasha Taylor, Oslin Jador, Iman, Aliyah Coley, Kristen Massive, Adriana Munnings, Akeem Gardner, DJ Godson, Shabak, Kingdom Mind Ministries, Apostle Henry Higgins, Young Wisdom, Monty Sweat, and the Daughters of Big Bro. Come as we reflect on the life and legacy of Clifford Big Bro Riley. See you there.
In uncertain times, resilience is everything. That's why CFAL is inviting you to the financial services event of the year, the 2025 CFAL Pension and Economic Conference. It all happens Thursday, October 16th at 8 a.m. at the Grand Hyatt Baha Mar Convention Center. Under the theme Resilience in the Face of Global Uncertainty, this half-day conference is your chance to gain powerful insights on navigating today's shifting global economy.
This is the premier networking and knowledge sharing event of the year, and you cannot afford to miss it. So secure your spot today at www.cfal.com.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Don't wait for a storm to arrive. Stock up on hurricane supplies, make home repairs, purchase a generator, and more this hurricane season with a Fidelity personal loan. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.